Perhaps there's a danger in trying to anger boxing's longtime pay-per-view king.
Hey, listen, I feel the same way. You fuck with my hat, we're going to have some problems. Anyway, I'm T-Street Controversy with FightView360.com. We are back, and I got to admit, I feel good being back here talking to you low-down degenerates. Not all of you, but how you guys doing? I missed you guys, and I'm kind of freezing. So let me do this. Let me put on my headset here. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, big dogs. So yeah, what's going on with you cats, man? You dudes all right? So how you guys doing? In about 5 minutes or so, now this is when it's supposed to start. Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul are going to have what is called a media arrival day. Yo, look at this shit on top of Floyd's head. No wonder why. Hold on, let's go look at this. I want you to see this here. So basically, let me tell you the backstory, all right? Floyd Mayweather had some type of Turkish hair transplant. But the fibers, basically, things are not fully healed up. Like it's not fully, the follicles are not fully embedded yet. So when you go around and fuck around and take this man's hat, listen, he was pissed. He was pissed. This nigga was hot. He was hot. This nigga was hot. So, I am a firm believer of, there's just certain people you don't touch and fuck with, And for you to go and just take that man's hat and think you're going to just leave the event unscathed. Come on now. But yeah, basically, Floyd had a beard and a hair transplant, and he can't get it cut like he wants to because shit real delicate up there. You see what I'm saying? So since it's all delicate, like, I bet you his ass gonna have extra hats this time if he didn't get his hair cut. So basically, Jake Paul took his hat at the wrong time, and Floyd's shit was looking all fucked up, got him looking like old man Logan. Yeah, you just don't go around grabbing people's hat, man. I know, in the words of 21 Savage, you touch my hat, you going, But he was enraged. Like, he was pissed. And he was pissed. And then throughout the whole episode, this episode is called Inside Mayweather versus Logan Paul. Throughout the whole episode, like, he is pissed off about that hat. Let's go to another clip. That's all he keep talking about is this damn hat. I forgot, this is the edited version. I should have pulled up the Showtime version. But anyway, multiple times throughout this episode, he kept bringing up that motherfucking hat. And now the hat has more value now since Jake Paul took it. So the hat, where's that hat right now? That hat valuable as fuck. Who got that hat? Because Floyd, clearly, he never got it back. Oh, was no sound? My bad. I gotta change the speaker. Hold on. Actually, it's good that it wasn't any sound because then it would have. Let me see. Can you hear it? Hold on. Give me 1 minute. Let me see what the hell's going on. Give me 1 minute. Headset. There we go. That one. All right. We should be straight. Boom.
June 6th. Who cares? Because what?
Oh, when Floyd was running his mouth about his hat, oh, we got to go back to it then. We got to go back to it. Right here. That's what I was talking about.
Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, Floyd.
Well, anyway, he was pissed. Look. So we're gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back right here.
But you play with me, play with me. I'm I ain't nothing to play with. I'm not for the jokes. Totally disrespectful. That's why you ended up with 2 black eyes, and your nose got up and your teeth got chipped. Keep with me next time. You're gonna be in a neck brace. Keep with me.
So I was saying, anyway, how pissed off he is because his hair's all fucked up. But no, I mean, I think it's gonna look nice once it finishes healing up. But you know, Jake Paul just played too much, man. He got, you know, he had to get hands put on him. You know, took that man hat. That man was pissed about that hat. So anyway, if you don't know, Mayweather and Logan Paul are supposed to be having a media day, starting in about now. But Floyd Mayweather is notoriously late. I've covered every single Floyd Mayweather press conference on YouTube except the main one for this fight. So he's notoriously known for being late. So it says it's supposed to start at 1 o'clock, but don't be surprised if we're here waiting until like 1:30 for that shit to start. That time, right there, there we go. That's the real time. So let me pull it up here. Let me see if they got, it's on. Oh shit. Oh no, it ain't on yet. It's just a screen. It ain't on yet. But anyway, you know what I'm afraid of? I think like this. Logan Paul, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Okay, well, let's talk about the rules first. There will be a referee. We don't know who the referee is. There's no judging. There will be no scores announced. There's no scores being kept. So it's going to be us. It's going to be up to us, the people, the fans, to keep the score. What else? I believe, 12-ounce gloves? 8 3-minute rounds. A knockout, from my understanding, will stop the fight. It's up to the referee's discretion to stop the fight early. Let's say, for example, if Logan Paul is all fucked up, you know, the referee can stop the fight. And right now, you know, yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be Kenny Bayless too. You know what? I'm trying to figure out how I really feel, like my inner real feelings about this fight. Like, how do I feel about it? I don't feel like disgusted, like, you know? But I do feel like kind of dirty a little bit. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I feel kind of dirty. They're 10-ounce gloves. Let me go look that up. You making that shit up, man? So I'm going to be here, of course, covering the fight. We're probably going to be live streaming during the fight with live commentary and very, very, very brief highlights. Yeah, this shit do look fucked up, don't it? I mean, he got the whole shebang. Not only did he get like a hair transplant, he got a beard transplant. Let me show you what he did. Hold up. Mayweather. He was pissed. He was pissed. I've never seen Floyd that mad before. Like, why was he so mad? It's like, bro, you got all that money. So anyway, let me show you what he did. Let me see if they just show it. He got a full fucking, somebody did a whole video dedicated to this shit. Somebody did a whole video. It's called Floyd Mayweather Gets Hair Transplant plus Beard Transplant from Turkey. No, but I've been hearing about the Turkish hair transplant, yo. You know, he got his shit off, like you see. So basically what they do is they take like hair from other places, probably your ass or something, and they start implanting it like little dots and shit all around. So Floyd, he one of them people that had the Anthony Hamilton, like patchy beard. So he didn't want the patchy beard. His goatee was cool, but he wanted like a full beard, so he went and got that shit money team style. And then he got it up top too. But see, what happens is, what I've learned is, for like the first year, those hairs and shit up there be delicate as fuck. So, you know, they can fall out. So he can't really get it cut like he want to. So he be rocking the hat. And, you know, Jake Paul took his hat. And that just was a no-no. He took his hat. You know, so there you are. But no, I mean, listen. I keep a nice amount of peach fuzz up there. You know, but you get the beard done? That's like ladylike. You know, that's like ladylike to me. I don't know. I'm not calling the world champion Hall of Fame, one of the greatest boxers, you know, TBE, a lady. But like, you get your face done, bruh? Like you got plastic surgery. Like, you know, I know niggas is talking in the back. Yeah, and then wearing a hat probably fucking it up too. See? You know, that shit probably ain't gonna last long. So that's why he walking around looking all like this, all rough. Because that shit is delicate. It's delicate. By the way, this is live. We're waiting for them to start. This is the live feed right here. We're waiting for them to start. So anyway, you know what I'm worried about though? I'm scared some freak accident, something gonna happen. You know, Floyd get punched in the chest or punched in the stomach. I'm scared of that. Oh shit, they starting. Oh no, they're not. They just put up something that says, you know, now I'm not gonna sit here and be solidified in time, you know, and say that Logan Paul is gonna beat Floyd Mayweather. Hell no. And you know, for those who don't know, my crazy ass, this was before I went to rehab for alcohol treatment, by the way. I was heavy on the liquor. Anyway, years back, like 2012, 2013, my black ass on YouTube said that Robert Guerrero was going to beat Floyd Mayweather. Yes, I said that. Now, mind you, I was drunk. I went to rehab a few months later. But what I'm saying is this. Listen, if Logan Paul was to win, I think it's going to be some freak accident type shit. I'm scared for Floyd, man. Think about it. This shit's going to go down in history. The Paul brothers are already in history. One of them beat an MMA fighter and is about to fight another one, Teron Woodley. And then this is going down in history, man. I'm scared. Why can't I be scared? Why can't I talk about my feelings and my emotions? So with that being said, if Floyd Mayweather ends up, some crazy shit happens on Saturday night, and we're here live, a nigga might shed a tear. Sue me. Sue me. I've been known for years and years and years to be a Floyd Mayweather troll, but it's only but so much my heart can take. You know? I don't know. I'm just saying I'm scared. I'm not saying that he will. I'm just saying there's a little piece in my heart where I'm like, man, I'm scared as shit. You know? I'm paranoid. That's what it is. I'm paranoid. Because I'm like, I don't want this motherfucker. Listen, I don't want him to lay a hand on Floyd. I'm serious. I don't want Floyd to lose. Don't come put that bullshit narrative on me, man. I want Floyd, but I'm scared. We don't need it to be this fucking Logan Paul motherfucker, man. We don't need it. You know what I want? I hope that Floyd, I hope that Floyd go and punch him in the stomach. Like, just keep punching him in the stomach, gas him out. Now, I've covered all of Logan Paul and Jake Paul's fights. I purchased Logan Paul and Jake Paul's first pay-per-view here on YouTube. In fact, I can pull it up right now. Look, let's go look at it. I'm dead ass serious. I purchased Logan Paul versus KSI 1. I paid like $10 for it, some shit. Where's my look right here. Look. You can't I paid for this. Look, see how it says purchased? Look, I paid for this shit, bro. I have the whole pay-per-view right here. I've been covering these guys for a long ass time. But it's no damn way, man. They better not lay no hand on Floyd. Why's this shit taking so long? Wait, let me find Jake's fight. Oh, Lord. This shit taking forever, guys. It's a 6-hour card. Which one is this? Who's this?
What's going on?
And you know my black ass, I sat here and watched this whole card, too. And then now look at it. You got YouTubers taking over. Look how small he was then. This when he fought KSI in the first fight and got beat up. But one thing I've learned about Logan Paul is he be gassing out. Now, it's 8 3-minute rounds against Floyd Mayweather. Now, Floyd Mayweather should likely go to the body, because, Jake Paul is about 6'2". So, Floyd don't want to take the chance lunging, I know you don't have no experience, man. Why y'all not listening to me? You listen, I have a right to be scared, all right? Y'all need to grow up. We're waiting for this media availability to start. Ooh, they're here. Ooh, they got the Versace. Oh, yeah, they're in the Versace mansion. Let's turn it up.
So, so far, it's
oh, shit.
I was asking you what.
My bad. I thought they were drunk. I got to turn the speed
up. I'm going to put heat stroke on that list among a series of other ailments we'll probably suffer.
Hold on. My bad. I was like, they on the sauce. But that's me. That's on my side. My bad. But yeah, this media thing is taking place in the Versace mansion. The former Versace mansion. Where Andrew Cunanan, did you see the, what's it? The one that came on FX, the channel? The miniseries? It's pretty cool, man. All right, let's see. Here we go.
Some craziness, Jerry Springer-esque, we don't know, but then they'll come and sit down here with us. We'll talk to them. It'll be fun, right?
It'll be fun. And I
Hold on, I don't know what the hell's going on. Let me make sure I don't got nothing else opened up. Jesus.
I love that you made the Jerry Springer joke, because let's be honest, this fight is combat sports. It's within the extended family.
That's not my internet. I don't know what the hell it is. Hey, I got Verizon Fios, gigabits, some shit. Don't blame it on me. Obviously, I'm clear. It's that. Let me see what's going on.
But we've never seen a fight like this in boxing specifically, where 44-year-old Floyd Mayweather could reach into such a...
Don't tell me to close no tabs. And don't talk about the porn. I watched that in my incognito.
The tags are still on, just so people know.
And I'm going to pawn it to pay tax bills, number one. Number two, I agree. This is an unusual weekend. For folks who may not know, we host a podcast called Morning Combat, and on that we get into the world of MMA and the world of boxing. And I have been critical of the idea of YouTube boxing, and not in the sense that people can't enjoy it, but you never know what it means. But here's what I do know for this week, BC. The vibe here is Showtime Sports kind of meets Showtime Entertainment. We saw that Showtime had announced DESUS MERO along with Brian Custer are going to be working the desk. That's a perfect marriage between the two elements. That's what you're getting here, I think, a little bit. You're getting a little bit of sports, a little bit of entertainment. Listen, I am a stickler. I am a purist. I want to talk about pound for pound. I want to talk about who's got the best jab. I want to talk about the best welterweights of all time. But sometimes you just gotta have a little fun. Stop taking yourself too seriously, and don't dive heat stroke in a Versace robe.
How dare you leave professional comedian Brendan Schaub off that? He'll be the roving reporter come fight night. But another part,
Brendan Schaub
really
the
central part of what makes this fight so unique, and what we want to talk to both fighters about, Luke, and why we've never really seen something like this is Floyd is a career welterweight who fought at junior middleweight, fought as high as 151.5 pounds, I believe, was the weight he came in against Canelo Alvarez. But he's fighting a guy who could be 40 to 50 pounds heavier, who's 6 inches taller. The reach is 4 inches longer. The age is 18 years younger. Again, at the end of the day, we don't know if that means anything. But has Floyd ever went to training camp, except for against the Big Show at WrestleMania 24, where he had to really deal with something like this?
We're going to see. I watched the special Showtime put together, the half-hour package that sets the sort of table for this fight. You're right about how much bigger Logan is. Obviously, you've seen him in person. You had the interview with him that's available, I believe, on the Showtime Sports YouTube channel where you're watching now. But beyond that, though, it's been funny to watch, despite some of the differences, Floyd's attitude about it, BC. Floyd has called it, on that special, legalized bank robbery. I tend to think that may not be exactly what this is, but I'm glad he's giving it that attitude. Listen, y'all want to pay me to do this? I will do this, but don't pretend it's anything that's not, according to Floyd Mayweather.
I mean, this may be different in a lot of ways than Floyd Mayweather's landmark 2017 crossover pay-per-view against former UFC champion Conor McGregor. This fight's a little bit different in a lot of reasons: experience, size, social media backgrounds, all that stuff.
Connor's a real fighter. I mean, there's a difference.
It's a continuation of what Floyd's trying to do. He retired effectively in 2015 in terms of the real retirement. He beat Manny Pacquiao. He beat Andre Berto. He walked away 49-0. He was the fighter of the year one more time in his late 30s across all of boxing. But if you're going to create these perfect foils for him, it's going to be hard for somebody who's that brand conscious, who's that into the legacy he's built, that, yeah, he says 50-0 and all that, but the legacy he's most happy with is he built the biggest events of this era, broke the pay-per-view records, was the richest athlete. As long as he could still be putting on a pair of gloves, he's going to be looking for fights exactly like that.
He looks to be, and I mean, his point is basically, this is Floyd's perspective. Floyd's perspective is, I don't have to do anything other than not be in a car crash and I should win. That's really his view, right? I mean, he can just basically walk in there and do it. And like, dude, Floyd's probably right. I mean, I don't know why that's a crazy thing to say. You see all these like training camps of Logan Paul training hard, and I have no doubt. Even Floyd said in the documentary piece, you can keep training like Ivan Drago. He is training like Ivan Drago. He's training very hard. But, you got to do that for 30 years to be on the level that Floyd is. But you did mention something about the differences. We should talk about the rules for this fight. There actually are some rules. It's worth understanding for the public. Now, they're highly amended from how a professional contest would go. For example, when Floyd fought Conor, that was a pro boxing bout. So it had traditional pro boxing rules. This one has a lot of them, not all of them. Let's go through. First, it's going to have 8 rounds, 3 minutes a pop. Right?
No headgear. This is a real fight from that standpoint.
From that standpoint, no judges, no official winner. But here's the difference between what you saw in some of these other exhibition contests that have happened in the last year or so. In this one, this is in Florida. And really, it's, what do you want to say? They got meth-flavored bubblegum down here.
Put a little respect
on the Florida
I
had it. It's
commission's, named.
In all seriousness.
This is an exhibition because you can't sanction a size disparity like this and an experience disparity.
Well, here's the deal. Florida is allowing knockouts. That was not the case with other exhibition bouts that have taken place this year. So I don't know how it works. If you knock someone out, you can't be declared the official winner. Perhaps they will do so anyway. But if you're asking, can Floyd go in there and stretch him or vice versa? The answer is yes, they are allowed to.
And look, that's a big part of a fun carnival fight like this. Being respectful, but it is. It's a circus. It's a bazaar. It's something that, again, I'm into, is fans want to have that chance for that resolution of a knockout.
Too.
Why? Not only did the chicks still dig knockouts last time I checked, but also with this kind of fun, Luke, it's you want it to be as over the top and ridiculous as it can be. You know what I mean?
Right. Like look, they're trying to sell this shit they can.
But also, you got to deliver.
The train wreck ending and the deliver and the crossover there. And as much as we want to get into the difference in age and size and all that other stuff, it's still 2 grown men fighting at the end of the day. Still anything can happen in there. And we're coming here to be entertained, but I know we can't spend 2 hours breaking down the X's and O's, but like Floyd has to train hard. I don't care what you think of Logan Paul for that possibility against a bigger guy like that.
Here's what Floyd, I think, has to do.
You got my hat.
It doesn't matter who you are, and it doesn't matter who your opponent is. If they throw a hard enough punch and if it lands, there is no magic in this world. It counts. It could count, not for points in this particular case because there are no judges, but Logan Paul is a big, strong kid. Whatever else you want to say about him, he's a big, strong kid. If he connects clean, that is something that that Mayweather's going to have to reconcile. On the other hand, BC, we got to, I don't know exactly what no cap means. I think I have some idea, even though I'm completely washed.
You mean gotcha hat?
Yeah, is that where you're going with it? Here's what I want to say about that. Dude, Floyd's been retired for some time. No doubt about it. But the best pro boxers in his era had a hard time landing clean on him. You can't lose sight of that. I don't care how long the guy's been retired. That's just a fact.
Yeah, and look, we're both combat sports veterans. I'm a boxing veteran. It's obviously going to be hard for me to outright make a case or an avenue to victory for Logan Paul. It's got to be something.
You just don't want to dismiss him.
It's got to be something wild and crazy, but you cannot dismiss a guy who's, an athlete, 28 years old, has a decorated high school football and amateur wrestling background. Thank you. I'll raise that up a little higher there. The sweat is pushing down the
I understand.
Right
I feel you, player.
And a guy who's going to at least take this opportunity. May not feel serious from the build-up when we do got your hat and the jokes, and Logan Paul is a self-proclaimed troll and all that. But if you're going to take it serious, you're going to put your best foot forward, knowing the danger in there. He's done that. Both brothers, Jake Paul, his younger brother, who of course just signed with Showtime Sports and has a big fight coming up. They're both in there with professional trainers, top-level sparring partners. boxing people. They're doing it the right way. You're not going to be able to vouch for their actual ability level until they keep challenging themselves. And both are doing that to a high degree in each of their next 2 fights. We're going to find out a lot about it.
I actually feel like they're not doing it the right way, but the question is the old way of the right way the only way? If you were doing it the right way, what would happen is you would take small fights in the middle of nowhere that a trainer would find for you against another person who's got a commensurate level of experience, and you work your way up slowly. But these guys have a ton of celebrity. They want to skip that part to see if they can. They're trying to find, in the case of Logan Paul and his brother Jake, they're trying to find an unorthodox, frankly, totally untested method. Can you actually get good at boxing late in life, not doing it the normal way through the amateur system and whatnot? Probably not is the answer. The question is, here's what Logan has to do. Dude, let's just stop. Logan Paul doesn't have to win to have the victory, so to speak. All he's got to do is land one good shot. One good shot. And he can take it, he just can't get stretched.
That's my concern.
That's the key. Just don't get stretched.
I mean, that's a fair point. And it's bizarre. It's bizarre to a traditional boxing head. But it's also one of those, what the hell's that going to look like? And the point, I really wanted to say, connected to all this, is that both guys are so polarizing. So the fans, of course, are going to want to come into a fun spectacle like this and hope we can see a knockout, and at least that's part of the rule set for this being an exhibition bout. But, they're so polarizing that who's going to be the babyface? Who are the people that are putting down the money for Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Showtime pay-per-view for bragging rights? Are they paying in the hopes that Floyd gets stretched or Logan, or both at the same time? That's a big part of the appeal. Floyd built his second half of his run on the idea that I'm going to be as entertaining and flaunt everything. If you don't like me, that's fine. Make sure, though, that you make that payment to the pay-per-view distributor to make sure you see me fight.
Right, no doubt about it. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think in the case of Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley, Tyron, for folks who may not know him from the boxing audience, has one of the most decorated UFC welterweight champions ever. That's 170 pounds in MMA. Certainly has had a rough run at the end of his career. I think, though, he will be the guy that's the babyface between the two of them. If I do say so myself, BC, he's kind of taken on this mantle as the one who's going to shut the Paul brothers up. We'll see if that happens. I don't know. But he might get that. But you're right. In this particular case, it's a little bit of just different communities clashing. And I think I asked Floyd Sr. this. I covered Floyd versus Canelo, and I covered Floyd versus Pacquiao in person. And I remember at Floyd Pacquiao, I talked to Floyd Sr., who outspoken is, I think, a fair way to put it. He said, I want people to see this? They want to see strange things. Okay, Logan Paul is here, and I believe we're going to throw to him now, walking in.
People may not know, we are actually steps from the world-famous South Beach, so it's tropical here, it's fun, and the temperature in the room just changed, however you want to say that.
So to set this up, the pool is behind us, the media is right here, they stretch all the way down. Yeah, you can see the overhead shot there. If you look, Floyd and Logan are going to come down to the left of your screen where the hashtag is, and the letter B, they're going to come through there. They'll talk to the media, they'll have a face-off, then they're going to come and sit through here and talk to us too if we don't.
Here, let's talk for a minute. I was actually going to fly down to that, but I'm glad I didn't go. Jesus. But I do have to get to an event soon, but I'm not trying to go to no event where they're trying to have, what they're doing with a lot of media is, oh, wait, let me shut up. They're here. We'll talk after. This is all live. Take your time out. Please like the video and subscribe. This is live real time down in Miami at the former Versace mansion.
He's going to curve around this direction to his right eventually and then whip in front of the media. I don't know exactly what shots we're going to have of this. Your guess is as good as mine, but then he will come sit with us.
26 years old, Luke, has a combined just over 29 million YouTube subscribers, not counting what else he does across.
Is that more than my 150,000?
Yeah, that's a lot. So there'll be a lot of interest, of course, on this fight. Native of Westlake, Ohio, 0-1 technically as a professional, had that 2-fight, one amateur.
How long before someone steps right in the middle of us here?
I mean, it's coming here, Luke.
It's probably inevitable.
With the thickness of this robe, I feel like I can fight off anybody here, all right?
Yeah.
So, Logan is good in front of the cameras. Luke, I spent a day with him earlier.
When did they get to keep those robes?
Last week in training camp in Puerto Rico with him. And look, obviously puts in the 100% effort, trains hard, takes this seriously, even if he's not taking the interview he's a part of seriously and cracking jokes. But he's a face of a new generation here. He believes in his size difference. Luke, one thing I'm hearing, though, when talking to him, when talking to his trainer, Milton LaCroix, on the record, I hear a lot of, we're going to outbox Floyd.
Yeah, see, that's where he loses me.
And then finish him in the 6th round. Is that a warning sign? Canelo tried that, different circumstances, and look what happened.
Don't you dare mention Canelo when Logan Paul
the game plan needs
in
to
the
be
same sentence, you motherfucker, B-Rye.
I'm not saying gouge his eyes out. I'm not saying, kick him in the nether regions. I'm saying play with the lines a little bit where the referee has to intervene, where the referee has to... The pace of the fight is hectic and crazy and weird, and it throws someone off their game.
On this
but
guy.
just trying to outbox Floyd? Okay, good luck.
Well, tied to Logan Paul is a question that I think is connected to what's going to happen in the next 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour, or Sunday night's fight. It's his brother, Jake Paul. We know he's going to fight in August to make his Showtime pay-per-view debut against former UFC champion Tyron Woodley. But he's played a big role in this promotion for his brothers with the whole gotcha hat.
No, that's real.
In here and push somebody
They're in the
pool?
Versace mansion.
From
that would be like a major sin to have
in
some fake shit
his
on
brother's
there.
fight against Floyd Mayweather.
Well, he's not banned from the fight, which I thought he might have been given how things went at the media day. Okay, that tells us we can take the robes off if we want. Maybe we don't want to.
Yeah, maybe I like
maybe I
like
want to
this,
keep
okay?
him on.
Maybe I like to feel this way.
But
maybe
yes,
I like to look like country time.
Here's the thing about Floyd. Like, again, he called it legalized bank robbery. Not only is he going to fight this guy, his brother is in waiting, and especially if his brother beats Tyron Woodley, which, by the way, he is, by some odds makers, favored to do. Dude, you're setting up like another one. I mean, again, you can like these or you can hate these, but they're here, and I have a Versace robe on, so.
It's very interesting, though, that Jake played the role of instigator in this build. Maybe that is it a Danny Garcia, Angel Garcia thing where his dad and trainer is louder and more provocative? I mean, Logan can be loud and provocative.
That's one thing I always hated about boxing media is like you be around all them people be stinking and everybody be climbing over each other and shit. I'm really glad I didn't go. After a while, I stopped going to events that didn't provide like exclusive media access, not what these media scrums are. So we're gonna wait for Logan Paul to get up there and talk to Luke. What's his name again? Oh Lord, Luke Thomas and Brian Campbell. They host the Morning Combat podcast for Showtime. So remember, the fight is actually going to be on Sunday night, not traditionally, Saturday. It's going to be on Sunday night. The weigh-in's on Saturday. The undercard is going to feature Ocho Cinco versus some guy. Badu Jack versus some guy was supposed to be Jean Pascal, but he failed the drug test. Go figure. And this fight, if you didn't hear the rules, it's going to be... so right now, let's see if Logan Paul is going to come up and talk to the Morning Combat guys. Okay, they're leading him there right now. But we're going to be here live streaming during the fight, during the main event, before the main event, and during, with brief highlights. I am in open beef with Showtime CBS because they keep fucking around with my cash. Not copywriting, but blocking my videos and then holding them to the very last minute. So with this case, I'm going to fight tooth and nail to make sure they don't take my my Mayweather versus Logan Paul video down. So how many of you degenerates are buying the fight? $49.99. I mean, I'm actually surprised that the fight is that cheap, to be honest with you. Because knowing Mayweather, I'm surprised they didn't try to make it $80 or something. Turn it up. Here's the card so far. Badu Jack versus Dervin Corlina. Chad Johnson versus a Brian Maxwell. And that's the pay-per-view portion. Logan Paul still talking to media before he makes it over to the Showtime guys to talk to them. How do you buy in India? I don't know, man. Shit, I'm not from India, bro. Can't you find it? Can't you just Google? Well, what do you have over there in India? Well, thanks for watching from India, I guess. How to buy tickets. Y'all tripping. But, I do, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. By the way, I put all the information down below in the description box to buy the fight. So if you're actually going to buy the fight, then it's down below in the description box. Truth be told, I don't give a rat's ass what you do with your money. It's your money. But however, I do have to scold you, and I do got to give you shit. So you can't be mad at me if I say, hey, that's fucked up. You streaming the fight, that's fucked up. But that's your right. Do what you want, man. This is America, But you should buy the fight. I'm not saying I can't sell this fight to you. Floyd didn't have a media workout, which is rare. Floyd usually holds a public media workout for his fights. Something tells me he didn't train for this fight. He's just like, all right, let me go get this money. But can you blame him? Can you blame him? Jake Paul's still doing interviews, so he's working his way around the circle of media before he gets to the Showtime guys at the Morning Combat table. They're still talking right now, by the way. I just have it muted. Let's see what they have to say. Let's jump in for a minute.
He knows how big this event is. He does not want to lose.
I know. Logan, you're very young, right? Honestly, what do you think is going to happen in the first
We'll hear
round?
more from Logan Paul as he continues down the red carpet, but we got a chance to talk with maybe the most unsung man in terms of the strategy
that's Logan
building
Paul's
for this
trainer.
fight.
Let's listen to him.
Thomas Brian Campbell. Of
He's
course,
been talking
we got Milton
crazy shit,
McCoy,
too.
the trainer for Logan Paul. And one thing I want to ask you straight up,
Listen
because
to
we
this
talked
crazy
about
shit.
this when you guys were walking in, maybe a little critically. We hear you guys talking a lot about outboxing.
Yeah, that's a tall order, man.
Is that the right strategy? Has history taught us anything here?
Yeah, Hurd is in a very credible fight against
one
Luis
thing.
Arias.
Live, it's Showtime with Brian and Luke.
There he is.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, sir.
I'm here.
Yes, sir.
And Logan's tall, long, and lanky. Floyd is short, arm and length shorter. So it's a David and Goliath, but we're going to outbox the greatest boxer on the planet.
I mean, that's like walking into Houdini's house and trying to disappear, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Y'all hear this crazy ass shit?
I gotta be honest. It's a little like who was the Lamar Ball, or what was his name?
Yeah.
Going there saying he could beat MJ on
he was
one-on-one.
undefeated, technically.
Crazy ass.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that.
I mean, well, listen, like Grace Vanderwall said, anything's possible.
It is certainly possible. He is a big, strong kid, right?
So
You got to love the confidence. If you're going to get to this stage,
I will say that. He
and
is
put
confident.
your name and
he
your
is
face
confident.
on the line, you better have the ball, the huevos, as we say, to
we
back
got the
that
balls.
up here.
We got listen,
But
yeah.
look, I know the question that you were probably going to ask was probably technical and boring. Do you know what people really want to know
What do they
about
wanna
this
know?
fight, the build to Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather Sunday night? Who has the damn hat? Got your hat. Who
LeVar
got
Ball
it
is
right
the
now?
name. LeVar Ball.
Team.
I wanna know
Logan
who's got
Paul
that
is
hat,
saying They
too.
have it. Floyd's team says he has it. Is Jake going to parachute in with it on?
I wanna
Where's
know who got the damn
one
hat.
of note here.
well, there's the question. We don't know what Jake's going to do, so that's going to be a surprise.
You guys, was he part of the camp at all?
Jake?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Jake moved out to Puerto Rico and.
I mean, are they?
came in
But
with
what I
us.
guess what I mean to say is, are they sparring partners?
No. They never sparred against each other. I wouldn't let that happen when I was training both of them.
Why not?
In the beginning. They're brothers, and it's always a rivalry, and it's always kind of crazy. So I really never let. I train a lot of brothers, and I never let them spar.
By the way,
Because
please take your time out. Like the
one brother
video.
gets advantage
Let's get
of
to
the other
100.
brother, then it's gonna
Help a
be
brother out.
more hell to pay down the line.
I see. So they can't be good students if they're too worried about getting the one up on their
right.
brother.
So that's the problem. And they always had rivalries coming up. So I didn't want to add one more rivalry to their rivalry, so I just never let them spar.
How seriously do you think Floyd's taking this? There were some promotional photos. For a retired fighter having abs still, that's pretty impressive. But
I'd
he's
take
not
those
nearly in the condition he was, let's say, for the Pacquiao or whatever fight.
Were they airbrushed or were they real abs?
I mean, he looked to be in okay shape. I don't think that's too
Speaking to
crazy.
the microphone so we can hear your best
Oh, I'm
material
sorry.
here, Coach.
Okay. Well, listen, Floyd is Floyd. It's really funny. As I was out here on South Beach a while back, and a whole bicycle brigade went by, and Floyd was one of them. I mean, there was about like 16 people on a bicycle, and Floyd was one of the people in the bike brigade.
I don't trust the guy who keeps a tag on his hat.
Anywhere. Almost like me, I am everywhere. But the problem is, this is a fight. They say it's an exhibition. I've never seen an 8-round
trust him.
exhibition. We're going 3-minute rounds. So something's going to get real. And what's going to get real is June 6th, the heat's going to fly and the hands are going to go, and somebody's always going to go.
How long do you think it goes?
You want my real prediction?
100%.
We do.
Floyd, and everybody's going to think I'm retarded and probably crazy, which I am because I'm working with Logan Paul. So you have to be kind of cuckoo to join this crew. I think Floyd quits in 6.
Oh! Lock this motherfucker up.
Statement.
Whoa.
You, that's bolder than this robe I'm wearing. I mean, that is incredible.
Well, I might go after that robe next.
Yeah, fair enough. I wouldn't blame you.
Well, I'm saying that for one or two reasons. Is that if we do start landing punches and we do start connecting and we do hit him with a few pieces, Logan's heavy-handed, Logan got power, and Floyd might kind of feel the wrath and go, wow, you know, I think this guy's really a heavy hitter. So I don't want to really, I just feel he's going to put too much heat on him. And when you can't take the heat, you got to get out the kitchen. So one way or the other.
And they train in the heat. I've been in that gym. I was sweating twice as worse as right now.
I saw the footage.
So if you, like I said, if you're playing around, running around all over L.A., Aruba, here, there, everywhere, up the street and down the stairs, and you ain't taking it seriously, the young lion might wind up getting the old goat.
How much are you guys liking that, playing into that, the fact that traditional boxing, which is very slow to open the door to outsiders, right? They don't even want to give Logan credit if they went out and saw him outbox Canelo tomorrow, right? But how much are you guys bathing in that no one's giving you a chance in hell, so there's no pressure?
Listen, nobody.
You got my heart rate up.
Gave me a chance. Okay, everybody always said my style's crazy. We're fighting with our hands down. There's no in the world you're going to win. But 60-odd Golden Gloves later, a few Olympians, about 3 to 5 world champions. I got to be doing something right.
What's the difference between training someone?
You heard that crazy shit?
Like, imagine you had a totally established fighter. Let's say they had 30 wins, and they want to just fine-tune some things. What's the difference between a guy like that when they walk into your gym and someone like Logan who's, in fairness, a lot more raw material?
Well, Logan was very raw, but the best. You're my biggest fan? Hey, I got a fan.
Coach LaCroix's fans.
He has the same T-shirt as you. I don't think he's your actual fan.
I got a better idea. Look, that's my biggest fan.
That is not on, by the way.
The fan,
not on.
the fan that's not working at the moment.
Okay, Logan and Jake did not know how to box. Didn't know.
I am disgusted.
So my style was easy. I could take Stevie Wonder in 3 months and teach him how to box.
Yeah?
Literally. I could do that. But a lot of people don't understand how I do it.
I'm disgusted.
I feel like there's different kinds of coaches in boxing, and there's some that focus on one end, and there's another one that specializes in that. Let's get some Olympic amateurs going.
Here's a little funny scenario. Angelo Dundee, Vince Lombardi. A lot of these guys never played football, but they are the most famous, known coaches in the world.
Right.
Well, Vince was an All-American in college. Let's put a little respect on
but like college ball, pro ball, is a big gap.
Right. Did he play pro football?
I don't think he lasted long if he did. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
And then,
but I'm saying, he became a legend at football. Okay, maybe my time is coming. It's my time to shine. Maybe I'm going to take Logan and do something that 50 people tried to do and they couldn't do it. Okay, we have height. A giant sometimes can't beat a little giant. Okay, we got reach. Floyd don't have the reach. And we're gonna beat Floyd at his own game.
Okay, what about this? This was my idea. I feel like I'm not saying you want to go in there and be a dirty boxer. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, don't you want to disrupt Floyd's comfortability enough where you're grabbing, you're overhooking, pushing, pulling, kind of towing that line a little bit of not committing fouls, but causing some disruption.
Knee him in the cup, talk bad about his, whatever.
Well, listen, Floyd already made a few mistakes talking about negative stuff. We're not here about negative. We're here about positive. It's not a black and white thing. It's just two fighters getting in the ring.
No, I just mean like, you can't. I'm not saying I poke him or kick him in the balls, but I'm saying, rough him up a little bit within the rules.
If Floyd decides to start chasing Logan, and we grab him and kind of like get off me, remember, we got a wrestler going against a boxer. Sometimes wrestlers, when they grab you, they know how to lock. They know how to hold you. They know how to twist and turn you. So anything is possible. Anything.
All right, what do you need to see in the first minute of the first round to give you the confidence that Logan's ready to execute? You can make a nice recipe. Right. I can't cook for anything, though. That's my wife. All right?
I can't cook neither. But you're right. You do have a recipe. You can cook it, and I can put the extra salt on it. But the problem is, the first round, we're looking to see what Floyd does. If Floyd does what I hope he does, then we know we're in for a good night. Logan just has to go in there and do what he's been training to do. We got in the ring with Jean Pascal. We got in the ring with a lot of top quality fighters, good Puerto Rican fighters out of Puerto Rico. I mean, some kids are undefeated. This kid 10-0. Patrick Cota, 10-0. 7 knockouts. Bigger, a little bit bigger than Logan. It was like, wow. You know, Logan steps up to the plate when he has to. He rises to the occasion. He rises to his competition.
Teach that, Luke.
You certainly can't. By the way, it does seem like, obviously I'm not in Puerto Rico, it does seem like, based on what I have from the footage that Showtime put out, is he, like, it seems like he's well-liked down in Puerto Rico. There was the photo of the kid who was in jail. They let him out because he was friends with Logan.
That's the kid I was talking about, Patrick Cota. He was he got arrested for something stupid. And he was going through his thing, and the guy looks at him and says, you know, he goes, oh, I'm a boxer. Look, I'm training with Logan. They go, you know Logan Paul? He goes, yeah. He goes, hey, okay, don't worry about it. We'll get you out of here in a few minutes. And he got out. You know, Logan.
Law and order down there in Puerto Rico.
But Logan is looking to do good things in Puerto Rico. He likes Puerto Rico. You know, they're going there. We're building a little gym in Puerto Rico, and hopefully we can help. Like, we already started helping the guy where we're training at. I'm building stuff in his gym. I'm doing stuff for him. I'm, like, donating stuff because I just don't want to get anything for nothing, but we want to help. And I'm Puerto Rican myself, so Boricua, ¿qué pasa? You know, I'm a Latin from Manhattan, but hey, from Carolina.
So you're a New York Rican then?
I'm a New York Rican, as they say in Puerto Rico. Or New York Rican.
That's awesome. Hey, the hat, I'm everywhere. What is that?
Hey, you can find me everywhere, especially on the Lower East Side. I'm from the Lower East Side of New York, and my guy, Freaky Fridge, came up with this.
If you know somebody named Freaky Fridge,
if you don't know Freaky
I'm
Fridge,
hanging out with you.
Wait,
Okay?
if you don't know, now you know.
Freaky Fridge, that's the greatest name I've ever heard.
Greatest guy, credible. He came up with this design, and I was just at my mother's restaurant, Casa de Adela in Lower East Side, and I said, Freaky, like everybody, yo, Milton's here. So everybody came out, saw me right before we moved to Puerto Rico, and Freaky Fridge came and bring me, you know, like shirts and hats and everything, and I was like, yo, thanks. And all of a sudden, I put the hat on, I'm everywhere because I do go everywhere. Yeah. You can find me everywhere and anywhere, Puerto Rico, Sweden, London, anywhere.
How is the mofongo at that restaurant?
If you want to go, I'm going to tell you the address. You go down to Casa de Adela.
I'm going.
The food is, the meat falls off the bone.
Okay.
The food is so great.
You don't have to sell me on Puerto Rican food in the Lower East Side. You don't have to sell me.
This man, Milton LaCroix, is everywhere. I'm sweating everywhere. You're going to see him in the corner of one Logan Paul Sunday night. Mayweather, Paul bragging rights, 8 p.m. Eastern. You already know that, though. Best of luck to you, Coach. Great chat.
Thank you for spending some time with us.
Thank you very much.
I'll just get the fist bump here.
No problem.
All right. Thank you so much. And,
I appreciate
what you guys have for us on Sunday.
Okay. See you guys on Sunday.
All right. She'll take care of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. There we are. All right. So this little reset here a little bit. We are at the Versace Mansion here in Miami, Florida. Brian Campbell, Luke Thomas are from CBS Sports, as well as Showtime. We are the host, by the way. We should probably plug it for at least a second.
Yeah.
We are the host of a show called Morning Combat, youtube.com/Morning Combat. It's a, what is it? It's like PTI for combat sports.
It's your combat sports home, boxing, MMA, all the big events. We got you covered 3 live shows per week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. So a little plug for us there. But, Luke, obviously, it's like you get what we mentioned earlier. The traditional fans are like, we're going to keep talking about this all week. Well, yeah, we're going to keep talking about this all week because it's become the kind of combat sports lead story. You can't avoid it, Luke, because there's this much attention and this much star power. And I think of this much of, I don't know what it's going to look like for 44-year-old Floyd, and it's such a size disparity, age disparity, experience disparity. It's, you know, it's like a Ripley's Believe It or Not museum, Luke, okay? I got to see it. I got to see it, bro.
I don't know that it's a museum of human oddities. Perhaps it's not quite that. But, yes, it is certainly unusual. But this is the thing I always try to tell people. Listen, if you go back and you watch Morning Combat episodes, you will see I am highly critical of this sort of this outside the normal traditional kind of boxing content. But, one, the train's kind of left the station on it. That's the first. And second of all, as long as it's like a thing we're doing to have fun on the side and it's not the core of what we do, I don't really think it's that big a deal in terms of like upsetting the purists and everybody else. It doesn't. People have said, like, what does this say about boxing? I mean, it probably says on some level that, you know, maybe if there's a way to make a Bud Crawford and Errol Spence fight, that we should maybe make it. Some of those fights have been a little bit missing, I think. But it does also say that you have seen, by the way, similar kinds of periods in MMA. There was something called the Kakutogi boom in Japan. This is true in the early aughts. And K1 put on Akibono versus Royce Gracie and whatnot. So a fellow combat sport has had part of this. Now, that one actually fizzled out and kind of took over that organization. So it's a little bit different. But this one, boxing's calendar is already announced, and they just put this on top. To me, You can have cake.
It's part of the universe. It's part of the universe of combat, which, that same universe included 54-year-old Mike Tyson coming back last year against Roy Jones for better or worse. It's all sort of part of the extended boxing community.
I love people just walking behind all comfortable, just comfortably walking into people's shops.
Someone's taking a drink in this pool behind me. If it's me in this robe, they might not be able to fish me out at the bottom there. This is pretty heavy, knocking stuff over.
It is pretty heavy.
But Logan Paul finishing up his rounds with the media, and I have been impressed, Luke. I don't know if you have, watching the at-length conversation I had with him in the gym or just seeing him. We talk about that intangible. Like, he's lived for this moment. I don't know if he's lived for boxing against Floyd Mayweather, but he has lived for this type of moment to continue to be a global face of something big. I don't see somebody who's scared, who's taking their chances lightly, even though everybody else is. I see somebody who's sort of like, wow, I kind of beat the game just to get to this point. I might as well have like an Evel Knievel meets Johnny Knoxville type level of just no fear, let's go after it.
It's actually a lot of work, too. I interviewed George St. Pierre, who has flirted with the idea of boxing. I interviewed him right before his retirement in the Johnny Hendricks fight. There's Leonard Ellerby walking by, and some bodyguards who are the enormous men. But I interviewed George St. Pierre, BC, right before he retired, and he was so worn out from doing media. It's actually, listen, if you've got this kind of a job, you got to be grateful for your life and how well it's gone. But as you can see, I told you we're going to lose the set here. It's just going to happen. But I will also say that the ability to handle the pressure of doing media as the headliner, it's a metric ton. I mean, look at what a Cowboy Cerrone did against Conor McGregor, and then their big pay-per-view afterward. He said he crumbled on that pressure of living up to filling out that poster. A lot of guys have been excited to fight Floyd through the years in different type of bouts, and because they know it's a life-changing payday. It's a chance to test themselves against the best. How many times, though, Luke, has it been the pre-fight doc show or the weigh-in or some moment or when they first touch gloves in the center of the ring where you go, that guy don't want to be here. Like, this moment is too big for him to at least bring out the very best of himself. I don't know what the best of Logan Paul looks like, but I know we will see it at the very least. It's funny. You know what he called himself in the video package that Showtime put together? He called himself, Logan Paul did, a delusional optimist. That was his word. We're going to be getting Logan's manager here, we're told, here in a few minutes.
Jesus, about time.
When that happens, obviously, we'll talk to him here on set. But I will say, dude, listen, do I think he's got a great shot? No, I don't. I don't think that at all. But on the other hand, I do think that he believes he will. And that's actually a big difference maker. Well, speaking of the brand of Logan Paul, it's been a big part of getting him. They've been very smart and maneuvered, and we have the manager of Logan Paul, Jeff Levin. Say your name again. I'm sorry.
Jeff Levin.
Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Nice to meet you guys.
I'm seeing a little John Lennon vibe coming off of him right now, okay?
A little bit.
I appreciate that.
A little bit.
All right,
so tell us, how'd you end up working with Logan Paul? How'd that happen?
I think it was like 7 years ago. Was working with a company that was protecting his assets on Vine and just saw his creative ability off of the app versus the other people that were on it. And he's a storyteller, truthfully, right? That's really what he's the best at and what he created his expertise on. So seeing that and coming from the entertainment world, blonde hair, blue eyes, all-American, Dean's List, he's just the perfect specimen.
Best manager in the game.
I'm about to say, he says really nice things about you, Jesus.
You must get a good stipend, I think, at the end of the day, right?
I hope so. I hope so.
Hey, I think you're keeping this chair warm for him. Is it Maverick time right here?
Let's do it. Let's talk to the man in charge. We will talk to you later, though. We appreciate your time.
Thanks so much.
All right, joining us now is one half of the main event, Logan Paul.
I'm the full main event, bro. People come to see me, not
There are two fighters in the main event. You are merely one of them. But how are you, Logan?
I guess statistically speaking,
50%.
That makes sense. I'm good. Are y'all hot?
We are sweating balls
I think we've reached the runner's high where it just sucks, but you kind of live with it,
Versace robes at the Versace mansion.
I mean, I've been in your gym. It's no different than that.
I know.
But
Skies out, thighs out, baby.
One thing we just gave you a lot of credit for, Logan Paul, is that you have seemed ready for this stage. Odds makers, opening lines or not, that you knew you would be here, whether it was Floyd Mayweather, whether it was any form of entertainment. How much has that full-on confidence that you flashed throughout the build to this changed at all now that we're on site and it's very real? And I know you told me you're not intimidated by Floyd, but the moment sometimes can be threatening just the same.
It's a great question. That I often have to ask myself, am I affected by this? You look around, you see all these people, the highlights, the pressure. You want to do well, your friends are watching, your family's watching. And I always want to be real with myself. And I ask myself, am I affected by this? But I love this. I love this. This is me in my element. Like, this is what I came out to Hollywood to do when I started making videos. Like, when I started making fucking videos on YouTube, that was the cusp, the precipice for all this. Like, this is it. This is endgame. And so, like, this is what I signed up for. This is what I wanted. This is me in my element. I love this shit, man. All of it's exciting for me.
Kind of got me fired up.
Yeah, he certainly does. Let me ask you a question I thought kind of interesting. You grew up in Ohio. You wrestled in high school, right?
Yeah.
So I looked this up. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your senior year, you placed 5th at States?
That's correct.
Did you wrestle anyone who was a super stud that went on to do something crazy? For folks who may not know, Ohio is a powerhouse of wrestling.
I did. I talk about him frequently.
Who?
His name is Dominic Abunator. They call him the Terminator.
And it was a bad scene.
He's a beast, dude. He's a 4-time
the size of Floyd's bodyguard,
state
right?
champ. Yeah. Yeah, he wrestles for Israel now, I think.
Oh, Jesus.
Or like a country, an entire country. He's good, man.
Here's what I'm confused about. Dude, if you got the base of wrestling, you could have gone straight to MMA. Like, you'd be doing a killing. I'm not listening. Trey's left the station. You're fighting Floyd Mayweather. Things are going okay.
I think he knows where the money is, Luke.
Yeah, things are going okay. But it is curious that a guy with that kind of background chose the opposite of that combative sport.
I didn't choose boxing. Boxing chose me. Seriously, like, I got challenged to box. I answered that challenge, then kind of fell perfectly into the sport. And truthfully, boxing's a bit easier on the body than MMA.
Is that right?
MMA's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of injuries.
I got bad knees. I'm old now. Like, boxing, my upper body.
You're 26.
I'm old.
I'm 41 and on the verge of a heart attack.
I'm sweaty and washed sitting next to you. Thanks a lot.
I'm aging. Nah. My upper body's strong. My upper body always has been strong. Like, I got dense ass bones. I'm in like the top like 0.5 percentile of bone density. And my strength is all here. MMA is tough, man. The lower body, who knows?
You talk about like being here and loving it and being ready for it. When you visualize what this week was going to look like 6, 8, whatever weeks ago, is it looking like how you would imagine? Is it feeling each day like how you thought fight week would go?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I've said this before. I visualize everything. I see it all before it happens. The only thing that I didn't visualize is how calm, how tranquil, how lonely it is at night. That 2 hours before I go to sleep where I'm in my hotel room, using my Theragun, putting my ointments on, chilling when I'm alone. Like, this stuff's predictable. I knew this would happen. But like, when you're alone with your thoughts,
that's when you got to silence
that's the stuff you don't visualize. That's when it's like, yo, this is real. This is gonna get serious.
Right, we got to talk about this fight Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Showtime pay-per-view. It's bragging rights time. But all the jokes and got your head aside, you got to box this man, Floyd Mayweather.
Yes, sir.
How do you make up that experience gap? You're not going to make it up this quick of time. But obviously, you've been detailed and oriented for 3 years, and you're dedicated. Do you brawl him? Do you attack him? How do you make up that difference?
Heart out. Fight my fucking heart out. Fight my heart out. That's the beautiful thing about this sport. Experience is fantastic. In almost any industry, experience is going to trump everything else. But at the end of the day, this is a fight, and anything can happen.
All right. But you know as well as I do, if you land clean on him, you're good for life. You can lose. It's true, dude. You can lose this bout. If you land a solid uppercut on him, dude, they're going to NFT that. They're going to auction it. You can retire a trillionaire off the NFT.
Showtime's going to NFT that, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you have an easy task, but I'm saying, like, there are real winnable scenarios here that have nothing to do with actually knocking him out.
Yeah. No, I know. I know.
Have you thought about that at all?
Yeah, of course. I try not to let it, like, consume me. It's exciting. But, like, we're going in there to do a job. To get the job done. It's business. Another day at the office. Literally, bro. I'm going to walk in the office like this that night, chill. Bell's going to ring. I'm going to go, this is crazy. And then fucking fight my heart out. It's another day.
Have you your thoughts on your brother, Jake Paul, taking on Tyron Woodley?
Love the guy.
I mean, that's you guys are thrill seekers here a little bit. Dangerous territory.
Tyron is no joke. Tyron is a beast. I told Jake, I'm like, hey, wasn't that guy like the 5-time welterweight champ of the world?
Yes.
He knows. But he's going to beat him. He's going to beat him. Like, there's a little bit of a cheat code when you bring MMA guys into boxing. It is a different sport. It's fighting. Different sport. Give Jake another 3 months to get good. And bro, I'm not kidding. Jake works so hard. He's a clown online, right? He's a troll. He's the problem child. but he works so. Even I'm watching him, and I'm like, yo, you crazy, man. Like, he goes hard. Not to be underestimated.
Well, we're not. We're excited to see what happens there. We're excited for Sunday. By the way, how much thought went into, like, the walkout robe, the trunks, the color patterns, all that? How much?
Because I put a lot of thought into matching this.
Yes, we put a lot of thought into Showtime bias things.
Yeah, you know, you always want to look good. I'm not wasting too much mental energy on what I'm wearing, but yeah, we got some really good sponsors on my shorts. That's who we spent the most time on, partnering with the right people, the right sponsors on the shorts.
All right, well, good for you. Hope you get paid. That's really what it's all about.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations already, and we'll see what happens on Sunday.
Thank you
for your time.
Thank you.
Logan Paul, everybody. There he
Anything's
is.
possible, Logan Paul.
Skies out, thighs out, right? That's how it goes. I won't be doing that. Okay, but he can. All right, there he goes. All right, BC. He's got an entourage the size of, well, what do you want to call it? A track and field team? I mean, it's huge.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know with the changes in the rules of an exhibition.
I feel
judges,
bad. We talked to his manager for like 5 seconds.
How that affects the betting odds. But the betting odds of you showing up wearing pink would not have been very.
My wife kindly put me in the right direction. She is from Latin America. She knows the Miami vibe pretty well, and it all worked out.
There's no dog hair on there whatsoever.
There's dog hair, however, on all the things I wore to Miami when I flew on the plane yesterday. People were staring. So.
Well, plenty more to come here on this media availability special. Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul, Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. You know that, Luke. Logan's still holding court on the way out with the remaining media. We're going to get Floyd Mayweather down the carpet soon. Unfortunately, we were unable to chat at length, as you mentioned, with Logan's manager. But shifting to Team Floyd, does he wake up today, Thursday, fight week?
I don't think
couple
Floyd,
days out and just go cha-ching, cha-ching?
I don't think Floyd is. Listen, look, BC, you've been in the boxing game as long as I've been in the combat sports game. We've both been on the. Oh, here we are.
Oh, there
hey,
he is. He's
I was
in
hoping this guy would come through. I have something to show you.
Icy right here.
Here we go. Hold my microphone for a second. This is old. I've been waiting to interview you for a long time.
Okay. Oh, Maryland flag. I see it, yeah. DC. Yes. Got you.
I'm from DC. I know. Are you still living in the DC area?
Oh, well, I'm from Maryland.
Okay, but you were training. Where are you training these days? Let's back up a step. Jared Hurd, everybody.
Jared Swift Hurd, former junior middleweight champion of the world.
Well, right now I'm training in Houston.
That's right.
I'm back and forth between Maryland and Houston.
And you live in PG County, or
PG County, Maryland?
Yeah,
yes.
there you go.
So even though you shaved the iconic hair, do you want to keep going up and down the DMV and talk crabs, or can I talk boxing?
We can talk crabs at a later day. Go ahead.
All right, Jared Swift Hurd is, of course, going to be.
Jesus, look at the ice.
Sunday's pay-per-view main card. You're taking on Luis Cuba Arias in a middleweight bout. We want to get to that. But you're the former unified junior middleweight champion of the world. Right. Took a hard defeat. Then the hair came off. Then you're out for a long time. I just want to know, boxing fans out there, they want to get that feeling again. How's Swift Hurd? How fired up are you to get back Sunday night?
Oh, man, I'm super fired, man. I had like a year and a half layoff. And
I was going to say, it's been a little while.
It's been a little while. So, I can't wait to get back in there. And not only am I getting back in there, I'm on one of the biggest stages right now in my career. So, on the Mayweather card. And I'm just real happy to get back in the ring.
Now, how did you end up in Houston? Was it a coaching change?
Well, it was a coaching change, but what happened is I went with Shakur Stevenson's trainer. He was training out of Alexandria, Virginia. And Shakur Stevenson ended up moving in Houston. But the chemistry we had for our last fight, I liked it so much. So I moved.
He's special.
I went out there with K. Karomba out there in Houston as well.
Were you off because you just decided to take the pandemic off? You said, I'm going to wait till things get a little bit more normal? Or was there something else that kept you out?
Well, it was definitely the pandemic because I fought in January of 2020.
Right.
And so the pandemic happened maybe around March or February, and I just purchased a new house. I was a unified world champion, still living with my parents.
You got bills, man.
Yeah. So after I purchased the house, I was furnishing my house, taking some time off, and I looked in the mirror, man, my weight was up. The gyms was closed.
That quarantine weight's no joke. So I'm keeping the robe on. You know what I mean?
And
it took some time to get the weight off.
Love and condolences on the loss of your father.
Most
played a big part, obviously, in everything in your life. What does that affect you, though, moving forward in your boxing career?
Well, one thing for sure, I think it helped me because, the things my father used to tell me, the little things I slacked on, I feel like he's watching me now. So every time if I had that thought to think to do it, I was like, Pops is watching, he wasn't like that. It caused me to, to tear from that way and do the right thing. So I think it's helping me, it's going to be my first fight without him. But, we're just looking forward to go out there and get the victory like I always will.
Are you looking to obviously get the win? That's a given.
Yeah.
But, I mean, is there something about like, hey, I've been gone for a while. Let me put a stamp on this guy to let folks know I'm back. The division's changed a lot, actually, to the extent that you've been gone a little bit. There's been some reshuffling to some extent. It's time to, like, replant your flag, so to speak, right?
Right, most definitely. This guy faced Danny Jacobs. He got a draw with Gabe Rosado, and he's never missed stop. So to separate me from all the other guys is to go out here and look spectacular and be the first one to get a stoppage over him. So that is something I'm looking forward to, go out here and get a stoppage.
Your opponent, Luis Cuba Arias, you mentioned he's fought great talent. He also loves to stir things up.
Right.
That guy's a talker. What started the beef between you two that's sort of become part of the headline and narrative entering this fight?
Oh, man, listen, I mean, it's more like he just that's his game. He talks, he has to hype himself up and things like that. And I was online eating some pizza. And, it was a healthy pizza, cauliflower pizza, things like that. And because his weight's at 160, he mentioned something like, man, that's probably why the weight's not at junior middleweight, because he's over there eating pizza and stuff. And then that's where the whole argument back and forth started arguing. And I'm like, man, what you want something? What you upset? You know what I mean? And that's how I started.
See, a beef over pizza. Normally we put the beef on the pizza and just eat it.
It's cauliflower pizza, too. I don't beef over that. You can have it. Yeah. Did I not see one of the Charlos bitter at you on Instagram, and you were having fun with it?
Oh, yeah. So,
y'all go back and forth a lot, don't you?
Yeah, all the time, but they're out Houston, too, as well. So I'm out there training, they're on live speaking and saying that I'm trying to be like them, get some of the air that they're breathing out there in Houston, eat some of the deli meat that they're eating.
It is
trying
nice
to be like a Charlo. And, that's what caused us to go back and forth.
Let's not, look over something here, okay? You're fighting Luis Arias at middleweight on Sunday night. But you've said in interviews this week that you want to come back to 154, the division where you stamped, where you put on great fight of the year against Erislandy Lara.
Such a great fight.
Tell me if I'm wrong, one of the 3 or 4 best fights we can make in this sport is you against Jermell Charlo, potentially for all the belts should he defeat Brian Castano in a fight in July that we're very much looking forward to, a true undisputed fight. Are you as jacked over the idea of that fight, or do I just shadow box in a mirror alone and cry to myself and just say, I wish I could see this?
You're going to do that anyway.
Listen, belts, no belts, it doesn't matter. The biggest fight at 154 right now is me versus Jermell Charlo. It doesn't matter. No one wants to see him and Julie Williams. No one wants to see him and Erickson Lubin too. They want to see me versus Charlo. So that's the biggest fight in the weight class right now.
Do you want that rematch against J-Rock? I had to ask you, because that fight was in Fairfax, dude. Believe me, I was covering that fight.
Yeah,
I was
got
well
2
aware.
things on my checklist: Jermell Charlo and Julie Williams.
At 154.
At 154.
Are you going to fight? I mean, obviously you're here this weekend, and we'll see what happens, and you're going to plan it out. But is the goal Lamont Peterson was like a guy who could have fights in the DMV area, and he was he had the ability to pull. Are you trying to get that, or you want the biggest fights, biggest cards, doesn't matter where they are?
Of course, man. But we don't have that big of arenas there in the DMV right now. So, I had my fight over at Eagle Bank Arena when I had my hometown.
It's about 10,000 at home.
Yeah, it holds like 10,000 people. So it all depends on how big the fight is and how many people.
You've been to the MGM facility over in National
MGM
Harbor?
is even smaller, man. I only hold like 5,000 people. So
it's weird, but it's nice though.
It's nice,
but it's small. You're right. Yeah, it's not like Vegas.
You've always been such an incredibly large and powerful 154-pound fighter, and it's created such interesting style matchups, and you were able to make Lara brawl, and you get in people's kitchen. But you haven't always been able to make 54 with the cleanest of ease because of that.
Your body's
growing out of yourself. How confident are you that to make another title run there, that's not going to be an issue at all?
I'll say this. For sure, I can continue to make the weight, but to make the weight and feel strong, I'll say about...
Hey, thank you to all the new subscribers. My bad, I had to send
I'm about to say for a 154 guy, I realize this weekend a little bit different, whatever, but you're huge.
Yeah.
Big 154.
Yeah, I can easily fit at 168 and fit right in.
How do you think, you've been watching Canelo from the sidelines, how do you feel he's been doing this past year?
Man, no doubt in my mind.
He's number 1 pound for pound?
He's number 1 pound for pound. His resume shows it.
I told you Floyd was going to be late.
This
wasn't planned.
He's moving up and down the weight classes and it's stopping guys at 175 and things like that. So, Canelo right now, he's the biggest star in the sport right now.
Okay, two questions about that real quickly, I know. Do you think he beats Caleb Plant, yes or no?
Yes, I think he beats Caleb Plant. I think he's going to be competitive in the beginning, but once Canelo adjusts, he wins.
The second part, do you think he beats Artur Beterbiev at 175?
Yes, I think he beat him as well. I think that may be a tougher fight.
Wow, that's real recognizing real right there.
That's the one a year ago I was like, that's the one I want to see.
Yes, I know. I think that's going to be a tougher fight. But I still think Canelo.
He's a hammer.
Yeah.
Your name is high up on the marquee on Sunday night, and I'm sure you love the chance that you're going to be featured on a giant pay-per-view that so many people are going to see.
Yeah.
But traditional boxing hasn't gone out of their way to be like, hey, Logan and Jake Paul, come sit with me over here. Everybody knows you can make some money. It brings a lot of attention. But where do you stand on that? Do you say, well, if they're gonna give Floyd this chance, I've no hating on him for taking it. Right. Are you cool being next to them on the marquee? Do you hope the Paul brothers have a short stay in this game? How do you sit on that?
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie. Every one of the fights I tuned in, I like it. So even though I get what the fighters are saying, that these guys just coming in the game and getting these paydays and getting these recognition and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's all entertainment. They have a big following. The things that us fighters are looking for as well, big followers, fans to tune into our fights. And, they got it. So I'm here for it. I'm entertained, man. With Chad Johnson fighting and all that. So,
yeah, he is.
I like to see it all.
Well, listen, I don't know when you're headed back to the PG County, D.C. area, but when you do, free media anytime. We'd love to talk to more with you, and can't wait to see what happens after this Sunday, man. It's going to be a good time.
Man. Thank you guys for having me, man.
Best of luck,
there he
man.
is,
Go
Jarrett Swift Hurd, who just doesn't have enough jewelry. You need more jewelry, honestly.
That's champ lifestyle right there.
All right, thank you, champ. We appreciate you. Courtney is, I don't know where she is. Okay, there we go. Luke, reset one more time. Brian Campbell, Luke Thomas. We are from CBS Sports. We're here at the Versace Mansion in Miami Beach. Is this, I don't know the answer. Is this South Beach?
This is South. South Beach, I could throw a baseball into it, Luke. We are on it.
All right, very good. It's a media availability day. So we had Logan Paul come through. You just saw Jarrett Hurd. We are waiting for Floyd. We're told he's not too far away. That's what they just said in my ear. I couldn't quite tell.
But great chatting with Jarrett Hurd and seeing the hunger back, the time away, losing his father.
He looks.
Everything
jacked.
we all went through on top of that with with being away at the quarantine, he looks jacked. He looks focused. All that. I mentioned how excited I would be, as would anybody, to see him against Jermell Charlo. But just that he's that focused to get back in line at 154 and see what he can stir up. Yes, we were shocked when he lost to J-Rock, but I think we were just as shocked when then J-Rock lost the title the next time to Banana Rosario. Then Jermell Charlo comes in on pay-per-view last year and takes the belts. Now he's got 3 of the 4. Going to fight Brian Castano. Can't wait. But it seems with raising the rent and the star value, not only is Jarrett Hurd a threat to be the last man standing at 154 when all is said and done, he's also going to raise the rent in terms of the interest and the celebrity factor.
And also, listen, take nothing away from J-Rock. He went into enemy territory at Fairfax, Virginia, and he beat Jarrett Swift Hurd. Like, he deserved to get his hand raised for that fight, although it was a tough, fun, competitive fight. But J-Rock got the job done. Still, if you watch that fight, J-Rock was the better man that night. I think that's fair to say. But I also think it's fair to say, is that the very best I've ever seen from Jarrett Swift Hurd? Credit J-Rock for putting him in that position. I just mean to say, if he can get some wins and they want to run that back, I like Hurd's chances for it to potentially be a different kind of outcome.
And there's nothing wrong with having a division where there's so many elite players, but there's parity between them, and they could change, they could swap titles multiple times and make really big fights. That's why you end up putting documentaries like The Kings, Luke, Sunday night on Showtime, talking about Duran and Leonard and all those guys, because they all fought each other multiple times. That's what we want out of this 154 division. You hear it coming out of their mouths, too. We got lines of people bringing you napkins, Luke, to wipe that sweat off.
Yeah, I don't need new napkins, but I need fewer people walking behind me, which I don't know how possible that might be. But
tighter security. That's Team Paul. They got a lot of baggage, Luke, okay?
And they just comfortably walking through people's pictures and videos. It's okay. What do you got?
All right, anyway, let's talk for a little bit while they're groveling. So, yeah, I kind of figured this was going to be a long event. We're still waiting for Floyd Mayweather to show up. This is a normal thing for him when it comes to his media events showing up. Oh, wait, is he here? What's going on here? I wouldn't be surprised if Floyd don't show up for another hour, to be honest with you. I'm really glad I didn't go down there. Can you imagine the funk down there? Probably stink in that joint. So what's up? Y'all buying the fight? $49.99 on Showtime pay-per-view. Or you can, you know what? While we're here, let's go look at the FanMio. See how they're doing it. You can buy it on FanMio too. I purchased it on FanMio back in Christmas of 2020. And they owe me $25. Here, let's go look right here. Wait, can I make this promo big? Jesus. Okay. Hold on. Why can't I? Yeah, this is the same promo they had before. The same promo they had before. Yeah, I don't know. That Miami, Florida heat, man, is something different.
I would actually argue that the guy Chad's fighting has a really good chance, as a matter of fact.
I mean, Chad's going to have to let us know the second they touch gloves, they start throwing.
I need more water.
Whether he can compete in this fight, I can't wait to see it. It's another one of these.
They up there frying in those Versace robes. So this is taking place at the former Versace mansion where Gianni, is it Gianni or Giovanni? I think it was Gianni. Versace was gunned down all those years ago. I remember I was like a teenager, maybe I forgot how old I was when that happened. It was all over the news. And I guess they get these complimentary Versace robes. Listen, they should let them keep them and not be like, all right, you got to give them back to us. Them robes are like, what, $800 a piece, some shit like that? But they got the robes on with suits. No wonder why they up there frying. And you know, they got to keep talking because Floyd is late. That's how that shit worked. I remember it was one media workout. Floyd had people waiting like 2 hours before he showed up. I was actually a victim of Floyd being late too. I was at the Mayweather versus McGregor media tour in here. I'll show you real quick. This shit right here. Let me tell you something. This was the longest media event I ever been to in my life. Floyd, the press conference, the media event started at like 1:00 p.m. It was over like 10 p.m. because I didn't get home until like the next morning, 6 a.m. or some shit from New York. I had a crazy adventure at Penn Station. It was like this 6'5", big black ass wigged transvestite and on some Terminator shit. I hung out on like the Ghostbuster steps with like some hobos. I think that's when Rolando had pulled them. Oh, crazy. I've been on some adventures, man. And I was like, never again, Floyd. So what I do is now I send other people to Floyd Mayweather media shit. I didn't send nobody to this one because I be knowing, like, you go to a media event, don't dress nice. You're going to be, oh shit, the money team. Money team. Money. Oh, shut up. We got to, shh. All right, we live. This is live, guys. Please take a time out, like the video, subscribe. This is live in real time. We're going to be here on fight night, live streaming during the fight. We're going to be doing live commentary with brief legal fair use highlights. Oh, and by the fight, or don't, I don't care.
Is it 5 of 6, something like that? He knows how to get you interested. He knows how to hook you again, whether it's to see him take a loss, something he's never done, exhibition or not, since turning pro.
That's Kelly Swanson. She can't stand me. No, we cool now. She used to
Mayweather Promotions told me last week he believes it's the first time
we sent her a fruit basket.
Remember that Floyd is the babyface because Floyd's quote unquote fighting for boxing. Is there an element of that,
chicks?
Luke?
Yeah, there probably is a little. I mean, he's the established
and PR
guy.
people, they love fruit baskets.
Logan's trying to come over, tip over the apple cart, right? That's his whole goal, victory or otherwise. We talked about the moral victories he can kind of take. Yeah, I guess that's probably true. Like, you would want to make sure that the real legend in the sport, the guy who actually has the technical acumen, skills win fights, even if he's somewhat diminished by age. Yeah,
I'll tell you what,
I think that's entirely reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, Father Time is undefeated, even longer than Luke, even longer than Floyd has. So you certainly have to see the proof in the pudding, as they say, so to speak. But it hasn't looked like he's we saw maybe
Floyd is never out of shape. Is he in the shape?
He's always in insane shape.
Is he now in the shape that he was for like Pacquiao or Maidana? No, I don't think that it doesn't need to be. It's not a 12-round fight. He's not fighting a pro boxer. But he's also, how old is Floyd?
44.
44. He's a little bit older now.
But he's held that margin of perfection, meaning like he'll hold an advantage over you in the fight, get the fight to his terms, and then take away the one thing you had coming in that was your strongest chance, and then just, make you look silly doing that. And he's going to outgas you, all of these things. At 44, I don't think he can go 8 3-minute rounds at a super elite hard level against another super elite hard guy across from him. I mean, he would have to, that would be something we've never seen before. That's not going to be that in this fight. Yet obviously, Logan Paul, no matter what him or his trainer is saying, they have to create chaos. They have to get Floyd off script.
Yeah, this whole idea like we're going to outbox him, that sounds like a real bad.
Make him use more of his gas tank than he ever imagined coming in. They got to do something.
Lean on him. If the weight difference is that big, how do you use the weight difference? Part of it is punching power. Okay, that's part of it. The other part is overhook, underhook, turn, pull, push, lean on him in the ropes. All kinds of stuff where that can actually have an effect. Over the course of the fight. All right, so Floyd is talking to the media, we've been told. We're actually going to go to his audio now and see what he has to say.
Or Jake Paul, like I said before, John Shahidi, a guy that I've been dealing with, you know, with social media a long time ago, you know, he talked about Logan Paul and Jake Paul a long time ago, but he said these guys want you to work with them. These guys want you to train them a long time ago, probably with boxing. I didn't really know the guys, but I guess they're forced on YouTube, so we'll just see Saturday night how everything plays out.
Had the workout
Not Saturday. I'm used to saying Saturday. I meant Sunday, so I apologize. I'm used to saying Saturday. Yeah. So Sunday, I apologize.
Had the workout yesterday. He said he'll sleep you in 6. What's your response to that?
Oh, we'll just sit.
Can you give one message to the Showtime boxing family?
To who?
To the Showtime boxing family.
Oh, Showtime, I just want to say thank you. I'm just glad that you guys got together with myself and Mayweather Promotions, along with PBC. Just connecting with Floyd Mayweather, you know, itself made you guys the A side, you know. So I just want to say thank you to Showtime, Steven Espinosa, and the whole staff.
Thank you so much.
Sky, hey, what's going on, Sky? Hey, what's going on?
Hey, watch it, Nick. Right behind you with the wire. Watch it, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Don't let him trip, Nick.
I gotta get a water. Yeah.
Rich, can you get a water?
Make that two.
What kind of numbers we looking at this weekend, baby? Waters. Just a bunch.
Floyd,
what kind of numbers?
Floyd, what can we expect from yours?
Hang on, let him have a water.
Sorry.
Gotta get a little water. We in Miami.
Keep hydrated.
Yeah.
Floyd, what can we expect from you on Sunday night?
Oh, Sunday, it's crazy. Just a few minutes ago, I spoke about Saturday. I'm so used to saying Saturday night. I said Saturday probably a couple of times, but Sunday, it's gonna be fun. This is what I do. A lot of experience, and like I said, there's a difference between YouTube boxing and elite boxing and elite fighters. So you guys will see the difference.
No judges, but the fight can end by KO. Does that suit you?
We'll just see. You know, I want everybody to tune in. If you can't come to Miami, buy pay-per-view. It's worth it.
I've been busy, man.
Normally
this
it's
shit is
$100 or a little bit more than $100, but we give them a discount, $50 this time.
Oh, my bad.
The gloves have changed from 12 ounces to 10. Are you more confident now than ever that you knocked Logan Paul out?
Well, at first, they was talking about 14-ounce gloves, 16-ounce gloves. From the beginning, I wanted 8-ounce gloves for me as well as Logan Paul. So hopefully we can change to 8-ounce.
You clashed with Jake Paul back in May. Is this personal for you? Do you plan to punish Logan for his brother's antics?
Oh, I don't really worry about that. This is easy. This is what I do. I'm a fighter, so I don't worry about anything. Once again, I've been a professional 25 years, then fought the best, then seen every style, and I always came out on top.
You achieved it all in boxing, an unblemished career. Is your legacy at risk on Sunday night?
My legacy, I think that just my strategy, just to be away from boxing. Whereas I want to do, because this is what the so-called top fighters, they have to fight. Fighters like Manny Pacquiao, he have to fight. I don't have to fight. I'm doing what I want to do because this is what I want to do. I'm retired. Am I proud of Manny Pacquiao? Absolutely. But he has to fight. You know, I made smart investments. I was able to put myself in a position where I don't have to fight anymore.
You could give away
Manny Pacquiao about to be president of the Philippines.
Logan Paul on the night. Have you
Let's
made
stop
a
the
mistake
bullshit.
by agreeing to that?
Well,
What up,
most of the
Donnell?
time when I go out there
I started
and
editing
fight
those
these
videos
guys,
today.
I'm giving up 20 pounds. When I was fighting at 140, the guys that I fight go up to 160. when I was fighting at 147, guys go up to 167 within 24 hours. So I don't really worry about the weight. I don't worry about height. I don't worry about weight. Once again, fighting wins fights. And once again, nobody can win. So this is just entertainment.
And finally, do you have a message?
Yeah, I've been
to your
back
UK
working
fans
full
who'll be
time
staying up
since
to watch the fight on
yesterday.
Sky Sports box
So
office?
June is going to be a very good month.
UK fans, you guys have been great.
I have a
just throughout
million
my career.
view goal.
Now, I'm just entertaining the people, having fun. Still doing what I wanted to do, which is a great thing.
Between
so
boxing
you
and
guys
UFC.
Everybody in the UK tune in.
Right here, please. Right here, please.
Well, they moving him fast. So it's a So it's a circle, a semicircle that they're going around, and then he's going to go talk to the Showtime guys. So I thought about flying down there, but for one, I had this long ass, expensive ass 7-hour custody trial. That shit cost me like $14,000 in a very short period of time. Thank God I had the money, but honestly, now that I think about it, I'm really glad I didn't go. Because my goal was to go down there. Oh, wait, is he still talking?
You guys helped build my career.
We'll talk
Thank
after.
you so much for your words. And we always been working around your fights. And this is a great moment for Miami also, because Floyd Mayweather is in Miami to get another big moment. But this is the easiest payment for you in your career. How do you envision this fight or this Sunday?
I don't really look at it as a fight. I think my opponent look at it as a fight. I look at it as just going out, having fun, and entertaining the people.
And that's why you do the best, because this is what you've been doing. You pick when you want to entertain
covering
the people.
tough too.
I do what I want to do when I want to and how I want to.
So there's no judges. You're gonna have special moves because you can do around whatever. This is different, like your professional fights.
I'm just happy that we're able to go out and someone can get knocked out. That's the great thing about this. So when someone get knocked out, it is a winner.
I remember when you fought Big Show in the WWE, he was 3 times you, but now he's a little bit bigger, but that's not a problem for you.
We can never worry about height or size.
I love Stipe as
It's all
champ.
about the skills.
Y'all tripping.
Exactly.
And that's one thing about Floyd Mayweather, I got skills.
So, who else do you envision to fight next for entertainment?
Boy still ain't get his hat back. By the way, that hoodie is awesome.
I don't really know. We'll just see. We want to go out there, have fun Sunday, and get the people what they want to see.
What do you think about Canelo is doing right now? Because you help him. There's big moments, big names also in the fight.
Mayweather versus Logan Paul, Sunday, bragging rights. Everybody tune in.
Thank you, Floyd.
Thank you.
Right here, please. Right here, please.
Guys, watch out.
You're doing a scrub right here. Right here.
Hi, Floyd. How are you? Good to have you in South Florida.
Yes, I'm glad to be back, of course. I live out here also. A great place to be. So many great people. And Sunday, entertainment for the people, which is great.
How can you make this happen? All this attention that's going on into your fight.
Just truly blessed. A great team, so many great people that helped me get to this point. I can never overlook the people that helped me. Strong team, strong backing. I think the last 18 months, 24 months, something like that, it's been rough for the people in the U.S., but everything is opening up.
You know, the hair look good today,
all
right?
the cities around Miami. I want everybody to come out and have fun Sunday and enjoy some entertainment.
Why him?
Why not? He's huge on YouTube. He has a huge following. And before I even knew about YouTube, I was already huge in the sport of boxing. And when you bring his world with my world, man, it's going to be crazy.
You know what he told me, Floyd? When I told him, you know, you're fighting the best ever, he told me, I'm going to kick his ass. What do you have to say about that?
I'm glad he got confidence. I'm glad he believes in himself. I'm glad he believes in his skills. Last time I checked, all 50 fighters that I faced, they all said the same thing.
Thank you, Floyd. Thank you very much.
You hear Floyd Mayweather making the rounds with the media here at the red carpet. The Versace Mansion. Brian Campbell, Luke Thomas of Morning Combat. We had him on before, Jeff Levin, the manager of Logan. We had to yank you out to get Logan in, but we wanted to get you back on here
Talent
because
first.
You know, you in a lot of ways managed the great brand.
Hold up. They cut from Floyd for this dude.
Logan has built and strategically.
they cut from Floyd for this dude. Y'all see this bullshit? We're going to talk after. Let me let it play through. He better have some good shit to say.
Like, people don't want to give Logan that outside the ring credit for getting, but there was a small chance a fight like this could ever have been sellable. How did we get here?
He's worked so hard at building this brand and put in so much work that his ability after that has now led to this, right? Like, you wouldn't be sitting here with us if he didn't work so hard at building such an amazing brand, a global brand that's, 100 million followers across all of his platforms. Creativity beyond anybody you could imagine, and work ethic most importantly. He's the hardest worker that I know, and probably out there I could put him against everybody else. He just happens to be an athletic guy. He was an all-state football player, all-state wrestler in Ohio, and a really smart kid as well.
But I mean, if they're friends, Luke, he should be concerned pushing his friend in to fight Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're pushing him in here to the Shark Tank here a little bit, right?
I mean, Logan's 6'2". He's going to be 190. Floyd's what, 5'6", 160 maybe.
Yeah, but he's a good boxer.
He's an unbelievable boxer. He's arguably, right? They said that one of the best ever to do it. I just think Logan's work ethic and his ability to take on obstacles in his life, he's never turned anything down. He's really just said, hey, look, I'm going to look at this. I'm going to figure out how I can do this the best of my ability, and I'm going at it.
Give me the phone call before the phone call. In other words, there must have been a phone call where the deal got offered or something, and then you called Logan. You're like, you're not going to believe the phone call I just had. What was that?
I think it was Logan, would you ever want to fight Floyd Mayweather? Ha. Yeah, sure, Jeff. Okay, that's all I needed to know. I'll call you back.
And so what happened? Like, how did the deal come together?
My best friend Matt introduced us to Famio that Floyd was working with, and Solomon at Famio said, hey, Floyd said he'll do something for us. And originally it was supposed to be something in the gym, something for COVID, there was, no entertainment happening at the time, end of the year of 2020.
Okay, he's giving us some
we
intel.
Kind of tested the waters and saw what the excitement was, it stepped up to the level of, now talking to Showtime, and here we are, Hard Rock Stadium, June 6th, probably the biggest event, or one of the biggest events of 2021, and it's unbelievable. We're thankful, appreciative of the opportunity, and now hopefully we'll seize the day.
Imagine someone is like me, doesn't know what cool is, doesn't even, I wouldn't even know how to orient themselves around it. What is Logan Paul famous for? What is his brand? Help somebody who maybe is new to this process to understand him.
I think his what people believe and see of him is his love for life, his energy. He happens to be in front of the camera, but it's a breath of fresh air for people who are going through life, right? Have jobs, going to school, to be able to watch something and be like, wow, that guy's really doing stuff. He's enjoying his life. He's living it to the max. Look at what he's doing. He's traveling the world. He's boxing the greatest boxer of all time. It's aspirational, right? It's built different than everybody else to be able to watch and be like, wow, I want to be along for that journey. Maybe I could be a part of that. Almost like watching your favorite sports team.
Is that why people like, from his videos, obviously we know him more for why he's here today. We're older, I think that's a fair comment. But he has a giant audience on YouTube, right? When they respond to him, what are they responding to? Is it the lust for life, the joy? But he's like, there's more to it than just that.
The enjoyment that they get from watching him. They always come up to him and they're like, thank you. I love watching you. I love what you're saying. I love what you're doing. Keep on going. I'm rooting for you. Like, they're really rooting for him. It's like almost getting pushed up,
How nervous are you going to be on fight night? When they're finally facing off under referee instruction?
I think I'll be nervous. I'll take a deep breath and then take it in. It's going to be an unbelievable event. So thankful for the opportunity. And yeah, sure, there'll be nerves going, and then it's like, okay, let's see what we can do.
All right, Jeff, let's get to what people are actually here for. The damn hat. May 6th, got your hat.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have smartly pivoted, I'm sorry, Jake and his people, Smith
got a
and
tattoo
Logan too,
of it.
have smartly pivoted into making money off of that.
Jake's amazing.
You're Logan's manager, of course, but where is the damn hat? Because I wrote a 4,000-word story for CBS Sports, an oral history of the got your hat, and everybody claims it's in their house. Where, from Floyd's team to
Jeff
Logan's
has the
team,
hat.
I still, it's not out of the question that Jake comes down Shawn Michaels style from the roof here wearing the hat. Where's this damn hat right now?
I honestly don't know exactly.
I don't believe any of this. You know where that hat
But there could be a chance that Logan comes out with the hat.
You know where that hat is. That is so provocative.
Right? How crazy would that be if Logan walks out with the hat on?
Oh, God. This is what I'm talking about. If you're going to play games with Floyd, and he's boxing, he's not making Floyd do something he's not good at, right? Floyd's good at boxing.
Of course.
You got to throw in all these other elements.
Every jab,
100%. 100%. That's what you got to.
Yeah.
Dude, if he does that, that is going to break the internet for sure.
I spent time with the brothers last week in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And Jake's much more serious about wanting to be respected as a real fighter. I mean, he says it, he carries that aura like, this is not carnival. I'm the real fighter, come watch me. Logan almost seems like he laughs in the face of that at times because everything can be a joke. I'm not saying that he would take his training unserious, but do you think that even if he loses this in a way he wouldn't want to, that boxing is still going to be a thing for him? Or is this just a stop on his entertainer, inspirational journey to get to where he wants to bring his art?
He's been bit by the bug. He loves it. He loves entertaining. This is one of the biggest platforms in the world. He loves working out and training, and he loves boxing. That's why he's here. He wouldn't do it if he didn't love it. He's got so many opportunities to do a lot of things. He always decides what he's doing based on something that he really cares about. So I think he'll continue to do it. Is he going to have, a long, 10-year career? We don't know, because he could, things could happen, but he's definitely excited about boxing. He wants to do more in it, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, but forget the 10 years. What about the 4 years? He's 26, he'll be 30 roughly in 4 years. What do you think he's doing at 30?
It's been so many different things. He's so good at so many things because what he decides to do, he becomes the best or one of the best at it in almost every aspect. So he really gets to decide what he wants.
Public office is the answer, Luke.
Dude, if you have an audience on YouTube, it's a license to just live your life. A big one. I mean, obviously his audience is unique in its size, and there's not many people who've got his kind of command. But it's a license to go do what you want to do with your life.
And just film it.
As he's said, he's never had a boss, but he works harder than everybody out there. So that's an unbelievable life.
Can you imagine, because we
need a guy like this in our lives. Jesus Christ.
Matt Snyder, you just got demoted. Where is he right here? Okay. Here's what I want to say. These guys are masters at
get this guy out of here.
Marketing-wise, making a social media.
Get this guy out of here. Where the hell is Floyd? They really cut from Floyd. It's been like 10 minutes this guy's been yapping his gums. I don't care whose manager he is. Somebody over there needs to get shit canned for this. I'm tired. I'm getting untethered.
Puncher.
It's a fight. Anything could happen.
Dude, that would be... I don't even know what to describe that as if he were able to pull that off.
There is no comparison.
The biggest upset in sports history.
That's bold, but seriously.
I'm trying to think.
Name one.
What are the odds? Do we know? Our friends at William Hill?
There's no other bigger upset in the world's history.
It would be monumental. It would be shattering.
Is it like the United States beating
the hockey team in 1980?
No, the UK.
The Miracle on Ice?
The Revolutionary War.
Oh, yes. Also an upset, yes.
Or will it be like the Battle of the Alamo? Look, that's what we're gonna.
Well, that's a wonderful little imagery you're conjuring here. A last stand of death.
Remember it though. They'll remember it. Okay, they're gonna remember it no matter
where you were when Logan Paul beat Floyd.
Where are you? You got ringside seats?
I'll be there.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Must be nice. Jeff Levin, it's been a pleasure chatting with you.
I appreciate
I'm sure your pockets are overflowing with green stamps working with this guy, Logan.
I'm sure you've worked hard for it, too.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you so much.
I can't wait to see what happens on Sunday. Congratulations.
It's going to be wild.
There we go. All right. One more time here. Luke Thomas, Brian Campbell. We are from CBS Sports. here at the Versace Mansion in Miami, Florida.
We're in this hot Versace right now.
Yes,
I look
we are.
Good in this color, Luke.
We are waiting on.
Sweaty.
We are waiting on one Floyd Mayweather who is talking to the media. And once he does finish with that, he's going to come and sit over here and talk to us for just a bit.
He'll be able to
at the
see
same time.
through us right away as imposters to this lifestyle.
That's correct.
He'll see the sweat. He'll see a lot of gross things. So I don't expect real to recognize real, but we do know how I rock the cell phone case game with the manly Kate Spade black.
You shoplifted that at a Sheetz, and you're a sad man.
I wonder if Floyd will, because it matches my robe, so I wonder if Floyd will respect game in that regard.
I don't think he will. His is probably encrusted with diamonds and gold. Yours is encrusted with effeminate brands. I don't know, something else.
All right, Luke. You know what the worst thing they did for us was put a monitor in front of us while we're wearing these robes.
Yeah, I mean, could we look more disgusting? They were like, hey, after this is over, you should go interview more people. I'm like, you should hose me off with carbonic acid when this is over. How about that?
We wear it well. So does Floyd Mayweather. He's worn the tune, Luke, of record-breaking pay-per-view sales, record-breaking.
Let's go through. You mentioned his 5 biggest fights. So, McGregor.
Yes.
Pacquiao.
Yes.
Canelo.
Yes.
Oh, here we go.
De La Hoya.
Here we go.
Yes.
This is the man.
Speaking of a man who
the
has
myth,
who has
the
cashed,
legend, Leonard Ellerby, CEO of Mayweather Promotions.
A man who has cashed a check or two on the road to Floyd.
I like Leonard Ellerby. He's grown on me. I ain't gonna lie. I used to troll him because of his nose and his goatee. But let me shut up when the man is talking.
Beautiful Miami.
You know how I knew the gotcha hat incident was bad? Because it was the one time I saw you not smiling. You're always smiling.
Man, I mean, you know.
You had a concerned look on your face.
Yes, because, again, we could not even be here today, meaning for this event. That whole thing could have went just completely south.
I mean, the gentleman standing behind you,
he's not small.
I don't want to take that man's hat. I don't want to see what happens.
You can keep your hat, sir. It's quite all right. If you want to hold the microphone a little closer to your face. There you go, yeah. How are you feeling about
Hey, by the way, help a brother out. Like the video. Thanks a lot. Please subscribe. We're going to be here Sunday night. It's a Sunday night fight, and we're going to be live streaming during the fight with brief highlights. Also, we'll be here for the post-fight press conference with both fighters. Ooh, live real time.
Logan, he's created this incredible buzz out there for what he's been able to do thus far. So he's bringing his legion of fans to this event on Sunday night, and we all know what Floyd's been able to do in his illustrious career. So this is really, really going to be very, very entertaining.
Actually, he did when I was on Twitter. My Twitter's going to be back next week.
This will probably be one of the most entertaining
cool now. I
things
talked to him a few times.
Floyd has ever been involved in his career.
Oh, wow.
I got to say, Floyd is making listen, Conor McGregor's a real fighter, but that was his pro boxing debut. Tenshin Nasukawa just ran him over. And here we have Logan Paul. I got to say, for a guy who's retired from boxing, Floyd finds ways to get not just great checks, but do big events.
Well, they don't call it money made for no reason at all. You know, again, we have an incredible team. He's had an incredible vision. And again, he retired from the sport, but he didn't retire from entertainment and making money.
And Leonard, you've been a big part of the brain trust behind the scenes, the great Al Heyman. If no one has Floyd's brand or the arc he had to become the TBE and take over boxing, not just obviously the unbeaten record, but even more, the records, the pay-per-view draws, the buys. Floyd is allowed to live a different lifestyle because of that Luke Thomas and Brian Campbell don't know too well. But is there ever a time you get a phone call from Floyd and you're like, Floyd, maybe we're taking this rich guy thing a little too far? Like, Floyd's like, you know, Leonard, I got a country, all right? They need new leadership. I may just buy them.
I just bought a country.
Is that where you put the brakes on?
I bought this baby cash.
I mean, because he knows himself better than anyone. You know, and again, this is a great form of entertainment. You know, he's accomplished everything in his career. Everything. He's beat more world champions than any fighter in the history of the sport. You know, he's fought every elite fighter that's out there, you know, in his generation. And so, again, he's retired from the sport, but then this is a great form of entertainment, and that's exactly what we're going to give the fans.
So when you were in the meeting and they were like, okay, we want him to have an exhibition bout against Logan Paul, where were you on that? Did you know who Logan Paul was? Did you watch the KSI thing? Like, what was your initial vibe when the idea began to get floated?
Again, anything that he has, you know, we very rarely disagree on things, and this definitely wasn't one of them. Again, this is a great form of entertainment. There's a tremendous amount of interest globally for this. Actually, just last night, I was just going through, someone on my staff, I was just going through the stack of all our international agreements for this fight. And this just reminds me of some of our major events that we've recently done. You know, there's an incredible buzz for this fight globally. And again, that just shows you that, you know, what kind of attraction that Floyd has been, you know. And again, he's a retired fighter. And you just look around at this media interest out here where we at today.
Crazy.
I mean, that's the thing. You know, if there's a purist
Is there
boxing
a buzz
fan
though? Do y'all feel buzzed about this fight?
Do this?
Like,
well,
are you
you
hyped?
wouldn't be doing this if this many people didn't care about it. So how do you
I'm like,
put that in the greatest sense?
maybe I'll be hyped on
the
fight
argument
night.
to boxing purists?
We've done the top 5 Floyd fights. I mean, he's the A side in the biggest fights ever. Where does this fight, or how can this fight compete with those? Because we don't know how big that audience is that Logan can bring with him, right?
Well, we know it's big. I mean, all you got to do is look at his followers. You know, and again, the incredible interest in this fight. See, what I've been able to do, because like you mentioned, the purists, is that I love the diehard boxing fans. I mean, you know, we have 37 fighters that's signed to Mayweather Promotions, you know, and none of them might not never reach this level that Floyd has reached. So again, this is something totally different, you know, and when it comes to the purists, you know, you're in a no-win situation, you know, because there are a lot of the purists out there that have been unhappy with Floyd's career. What more could he have done with his career? You know, he's beaten every fighter that we put in front of him. I mean, you look back, your favorite fighter today, I'm sure he's probably beat him. Your next favorite fighter, I'm sure he's probably beat him too.
Well, we couldn't get him in there against Golovkin. That didn't happen.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Golovkin's pretty big.
Yeah, probably because he was a 60-pounder when
true.
Floyd was a 47-pounder. And the purists were calling for that then. You know, again, they're not going to be satisfied until he's fighting a heavyweight. Oh, he's doing that on Sunday night.
So there is an interesting couple twists here with this one. It's an exhibition, as everyone knows, but it's on Sunday, not Saturday. I even heard Floyd kind of stumble there because he's so used to saying, catch me on Saturday. The other part is the pay-per-view price point a little bit lower. My understanding is it's $49.99. So talk to me about that. You moved it to Sunday. You lowered the price a little bit. It's obviously you're trying to cast a wide net here, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, we're obviously, the entire world has been in this global pandemic for the last year and a half. And the last time a Floyd Mayweather event, it was $100. So we were very, very mindful. Floyd was very adamant about that with the price point. He wanted to be able to give the fans something, as he calls it, a bang for their buck. He wanted to give them value for their money. And, you know, that's exactly what we're giving them. You know, we have a tremendous card. One of the major fighters fell out for obvious reasons because he popped really, really, really dirty.
Yeah, Jean Pascal.
And, you know, so again, we still have a tremendous event. Still a tremendous event. We got Chad Ochocinco. He's making his debut into this. So that's created a tremendous buzz in the mainstream world out there with all the NFL players. You know, you're going to see several of them. Tom Brady's going to be ringside Sunday night.
There you go.
Julian Edelman. I mean, it's going to be lots of NFL players, lots of actors, lots of hip-hop stars, lots of other athletes. You know, so again, there's a tremendous buzz out there. Again, because anytime you have a Floyd Mayweather involved in something, you know it's going to be big.
How does he top this? I mean, is it Conor McGregor 2 on an island
Conor was that was
he's
big.
Been popping a lot.
I mean,
he's been talking a lot of mess.
He sure has.
Listen, and what I say to Conor, if you listening, you can get that too.
Okay.
You can get that too.
Floyd would be down for a rematch?
Most definitely. Okay. Because it's that right there is very personal. That's very
the things Conor's been saying?
Well, I think after everything that, you know, when they left the ring, they hugged and all that. But
we were there that night. I remember they were arm in arm and everything.
Yeah, but things are a little different now. Things are a little different. All right,
what about people that say maybe Conor's a future opponent? What about this Jake Paul guy? He did get the hat. He's got Tyron Woodley in his Showtime pay-per-view debut. people want to matchmake. What does Team Mayweather say to that?
Well, I say that anything is possible. We haven't had one discussion about Jake Paul, though. I'm just being honest. We hadn't had one discussion about him. Floyd's just really excited about Sunday night and giving the fans a great event on Sunday night.
I mean, he already has the legendary career in the whole 9 yards. 44 years old. He looks to be in pretty good shape. Not Manny Pacquiao shape, where he was for the Manny Pacquiao fight, but good shape. How long can he do this?
Floyd is different, and he's proven that. He's proven that, and he's been able to have the longevity that he's been able to do because he was always a thinking fighter. He was a smart fighter, but he's moved on to the other side now. He's the retired guy. So you have this.
He don't look that retired to me.
Yeah,
this is not very retired,
you
Leonard.
You have this incredible YouTube guy. Who's a podcaster, he's an actor with this gigantic following. He feels as though that he can inflict damage on Floyd Mayweather. And he's very confident about that. So we're going to see what's going to happen on Sunday night.
We certainly are. Your expectations for how long it goes? As long as Floyd wants it to go?
But I can guarantee you this. This will be one of the most entertaining events Floyd Mayweather's ever been involved in. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah. I do want to ask one question. The Tenshin-Nasukawa fight, for folks who may not know, Floyd went to Japan. This is long before the pandemic, and fought one of their legendary kickboxers there. And Floyd, if you've never seen the fight, demolishes him. Just ran him over.
He wiped the floor with him.
I thought he was going to let it go longer. Dude, he didn't.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy that you mention that because I don't think that was his intention.
Did he say anything in the head of time?
Listen, we were in the dressing room, and Floyd's always very relaxed, and he was looking just to go have some fun and entertain the Japanese fans, and I think it was like 20 or 30,000. I can't remember the number because it was New Year's Eve for them. So when he came out, it was just totally quiet, But the kid came out and. Maybe it was just something that just snapped, because, as they always say, all fighters are crazy, Maybe it was just something that just snapped. And all of a sudden, it was just like, whoa. And the first round, it was over. But I can guarantee you that wasn't his intention to do that.
That's crazy.
But he snapped. I can tell you that.
Short work. I
was like, whoa.
And Nasukawa is not a BS fighter. That's a real fight. He's a kickboxer. He's an MMA fighter. Does some boxing too. But
he was obviously a little smaller. But I don't know. Maybe it was the first couple punches that he threw that it was just like. And Floyd being a fighter, he just reacted. So same thing's probably gonna happen on Sunday night.
They're telling us, Leonard, that we had Logan Paul's manager here, that maybe Logan might walk out with the gotcha hat. What do you make of that?
No, he don't have that hat.
You don't have that hat?
It's a mystery. It's a mystery, Leonard, because everyone claims they have it.
No. Floyd Mayweather has the hat.
All right.
Okay. All right.
So
he was lying to us then.
Of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerby. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you for spending some time with us.
I'm a big fan of both of you guys.
You're a DC guy, right?
Yes,
Me
all
too.
day long.
Me too.
Hey, DMV
all day. DC
right.
or nothing.
That's right. I showed this to Jared Hurd. He didn't know what it was.
Okay.
Leonard has the same thing on his backside. He's been repping a lot long than you.
Well, he's OG DC.
All right.
That's what he is.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
nice to see you. Have fun on Sunday.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
She'll take care of you. Thank you so much. We are waiting for Floyd Mayweather. I don't know if you can see him. Yeah, you can kind of see
I would have rather listened to the media.
There's just a wall of humanity. There goes.
Hey, I would have rather listened to the media interviews from Floyd, because you never know what he's going to say. Those are the same interviews that are going to pop up on Fight Hike, Fight Hub, and all the internet interview channels that are down there. I wanted to listen to that shit. That's the good stuff. I mean, no disrespect to B-Rye and Luke Thomas here, because actually me and Brian Campbell have worked some events together. Well, how that shit is. I'm not saying I know these people, but basically, I consider all people in boxing, like when you're media, we all colleagues. It's just that we all work on, different things. But I do admit, I do miss going to events. But as I said, I had this custody battle, man. That shit was whooping my ass. So now my business, Fight View 360, has been all in like disarray. So the last couple of weeks, I've been really working to get everything like piece by piece, making sure one day, you know, I'm doing something. They'll be like, all right, make sure you get this done. Make sure you get that done. Yeah, I know. I mean, honestly, that hat got some value to it. Because see, when it was on Floyd Mayweather's head, it was worth whatever Floyd Mayweather paid for it. And also maybe you could put that shit on eBay. But now, since Jake Paul touched it and took it and got his ass beat over that hat worth some money, man. That hat is priceless right now. That hat is priceless, bro. By the way, shout out to all the new subscribers. I've been rolling in deep. Where y'all been coming from? But, you know, once again, we're going to be here on, like I keep saying, Saturday. It's a Sunday night fight. Floyd Mayweather on the episode of Inside Mayweather versus Paul said they chose Sunday because Super Bowl is on Sunday. NBA All-Star Game is on Sunday. He wants to, you know, his events to be on Sundays. So it's going to be on Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to be $49.99 on pay-per-view. Me personally, I'm shocked at the price. But, you know, if he got the hat, you think Jake Paul was holding on to that hat while they was fucking him up and grabbing him and everything? Because Floyd, listen, I ain't never seen Floyd that mad. He was mad. Like, he was mad. Like, he was like, my fucking hat. Ah! And he was trying to jump over people and everything. Like, that rage. I was like, bro, you need to chill. But I know, like I said earlier, you take my hat, listen, we gonna fight. And I probably bite you hard. You know? I become ravenous. You take my hat. Shit. You fuck with my hat if you want to. Now, you know, now I'm gonna be extra cautious when people get close. You can't get in arm's reach of my hat. No way. I gotta watch you. You know? And I'm gonna make sure I carry extra hats with me, just in case. That's what Floyd fucked up. He didn't have no extra hat. But see, now I learned the strat. Let's go back to the press conference. Look, they really rocking. Listen, if I had free Versace robes and the cost was me having to sweat my ass off on like a live stream that will be around for eternity as long as YouTube is around, even when you're a 98-year-old man, you're going to be looking at this shit, I'd be like, it's worth it. It's worth it.
What is the biggest bet on Logan Paul winning outright? There's no judges, but I'm talking about, like, you know, knocking.
For real, don't take a bald, insecure nigga hat like me. I'm a break down. I'm gonna fall to my knees. God, why have you forsaken me? I'm going, listen, I'm gonna be so vulnerable and weak. Don't take my hat.
To see. Again, we're just waiting for Floyd here. He's coming over here
I
soon.
got peach fuzz under my
I
hat.
wouldn't say that loud though, Luke. We got to look from the bodyguards. You know, nobody waits for Floyd. Okay.
Well, I'm not physically sitting out of my seat.
You know, don't get out of line here with the champ.
I'm not.
We saw what happened there, but the champ is back on Showtime Sports. We remember the deal he signed in 2013, Luke, a 6-fight deal, landmark for the amount of money certainly at the time. He played that deal out, came back against Conor McGregor in 2017
Logan is only
on Showtime.
plus 500. That's what our producer in the ear is telling us.
I've seen plus 600, plus 660 for most of the past week for
I thought
Logan.
he'd be like plus 5,000.
I mean, it's wild because we've seen some very inflated boxing odds lately. You know, the Devin Haney-Jorge Linares fight we just saw was just wide in disparity, even though it had the chance to be competitive on paper. Are they inducing the bet traffic here? Probably. But Floyd minus 900, we're being told, is him as a favorite right now.
I honestly feel like that's underselling it big time.
You know, it's been interesting in his biggest fights against a Canelo or Manny Pacquiao that the interest in the B-side brought the Floyd odds down to almost record lows. If you're used to betting on Floyd Mayweather to win, which, look, 50 times has been a good bet, those odds get closer against the higher the name that he's across from for that fight, certainly.
That sounds correct.
The champ is here, okay?
You're over here, Floyd. How are you? Here he comes. Greatest boxer of our generation, Floyd Mayweather.
I figured there would be one day in my life where I might be dressed nicer than you. One day. I mean,
Floyd, we actually have Versace robes on, and we're still not dressed as nicely as you.
I know you might blow your nose in this, but do I work it well, Floyd?
I like the Versace robe. I want to say thank you, guys.
That was me before I got my hair cut last week.
Floyd, honestly, like no BS, I've covered your fights for a long
That's
time.
how my shit look for
This
real,
might be
though.
the happiest I've seen you on Fight Week.
No, I've always been happy. I had to be happy with the other fights because I made more money.
Fair enough. You made a ton of money with that.
And then, you know, this pay-per-view is $50, but the other ones was $100 and a little bit higher.
What are you expecting for sales? You think you can hit 2 mil?
I don't know, because so many people are, of course, still in events. So hopefully everything turns out great for this event. And I'm happy just to be a part of this event.
Floyd, I got to say, Conor McGregor, Tenshin Nasukawa, and now Logan Paul. Dude, you're making a killing fighting these guys after your decorated career.
Yes.
This is all, what is this, gravy for your life? How do you view this chapter of your life?
Well, okay, I guess the boxing was the mashed potatoes. And I guess these guys now is the gravy.
It's the gravy, okay.
Absolutely. So it's fun. And I was talking to the media. I was talking to the people, letting them know that, remember Floyd Mayweather, I retired from boxing, but I didn't retire for entertainment, and I didn't retire for making money. I guess they thought that since I stopped fighting, the top guys in the sport of boxing at my age, because remember, I retired at almost 40 years old. They thought that I was just gonna go home, kick my feet up, turn gray,
get fat,
get fat, pick up a bunch of weight, but I decided to still just have fun.
Well, also, you decided to be available should a check cashing opportunity come your way.
Yes.
I want to talk about the narrative.
Nothing wrong with check cashing. That's America.
Yes.
The narrative and the storyline for this one.
Yes.
When you look back at May 6th, the press conference at Hard Rock Stadium, and Gotcha Hat, when Jake Paul, the brother of Logan Paul, kind of parachutes into the narrative here. We've never seen you that angry, Floyd. I've covered you a long time. You've always said, you can talk bad about me, just spell my name right in the story. I've never seen you that mad. Are you happy that that moment happened and what it could do for sales, or is it still getting you angry to think about?
Well, I'm not upset at all, but my thing is this: just as men, you as well as you, and I'm pretty sure both of you guys are married because I can see the rings.
Yes.
You guys have families, and there's a difference between respect and disrespect. They was untying my shoe, and my children's mother passed away last year, talking about her.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Touching my hat.
Yeah, the hat.
So,
they crossed the line right there.
It's all about reciprocation. Treat people like you want to be treated.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate for
And
you.
don't mess
You were
with
there for
people's
the
hat.
Conor McGregor tour that you guys did in LA and Toronto. He said a lot of mean things.
But once again, Conor McGregor
No
has
cap
something
right there.
to do with this event. Jake Paul has nothing to do with this event.
But does this motivate you? Because people are trying to say, okay, maybe they're a boxing guy, they know Floyd. They think or they know Floyd's going to win, but they want to see the entertainment, the spectacle, how it happens. Can he land that lucky punch? Is any part of you, because of what happened on May 6th, a little bit more motivated to give it to them and just say, hey, Logan, man,
We've been here for
you didn't
2
cross
hours,
me,
guys.
but your
2
brother
hours.
did, you're going to have to pay. Because I don't see people getting away with crossing Floyd Mayweather.
I don't really worry about that. This is what I do, because I don't worry about size, height, arm length, weight. Floyd Mayweather, I'm the best. That's what I do. I don't worry about no fighters. I don't worry about no hat, because when it's fight time, I can fight.
How did you hear about Logan Paul?
John Shahidi, a guy that I deal with, he's a social media guy. And John Shahidi's brother, Sam Shahidi. I was working with these guys for years, and a couple times, I think that John was managing, I think Logan and Jake, something like that. And then I heard their name a couple times, but I didn't really know who these guys were until my guys from Japan was upset, said that Logan Paul disrespected their country.
Right, with that YouTube video.
And I still didn't know who the guys was. I heard their names from a close friend of mine in Japan. And then Solomon, a guy from Famio, said he was speaking to a friend of mine, Sean, and talked about putting an exhibition together. I didn't really know him. And then they showed me his page. They said he got these many followers. I said, let's do it.
Are your kids, are they fans of his?
My daughter, my youngest daughter, she does YouTube.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure she knows Logan Paul.
But not like that.
I don't really know him.
Floyd, I want to stay with this narrative because Leonard Ellerby, your longtime friend and partner in this game, the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, he said he's never seen a fight promotion in which you're playing the baby face, if we could steal a pro wrestling term. You've been the heel by accident. You've been the heel on purpose when you needed to sell things. You've always controlled the narrative. Are you fighting for boxing in a sense? Do you feel like you're the hero going into this one?
I don't really want to say the hero. I just want to have fun. I'm going to go out there and do what I do best. He's banking on his height. He's banking on his reach. So we'll just see.
How are you staying in shape? Like, to what extent are you look physically fit, but, you know, the devil's in the details. How are you living these days in terms of your physical fitness?
I'm in good shape. You guys will see.
So we heard a little birdie. A little birdie told us that you had trained for the Conor McGregor fight, but not really trained.
Not like really
Like you got in shape for it, but you didn't really.
They'll talk.
And then you still went in there and you stopped him. So we're kind of wondering, like, what the situation is today.
Same thing, kind of trained a little bit here and there. Not every day, but I don't have to.
Leonard Ellerby was saying if y'all wanted to run it back, you and Conor, that you'd be completely down. Is that true?
Oh, absolutely. Easy.
What is the beef? Because we were there in Vegas when you guys were arm in arm and sharing.
The beef is all these guys look up to me, steal my blueprint, and then get to hating on me. Whereas Logan Paul and Jake Paul, if I'm not mistaken, they was going to John Shahidi asking, oh, can Floyd train us? Can Floyd work with us? I never knew who these guys were. But the fight is here now. I can't wait.
Did you watch Logan Paul's fight against KSI, the other YouTuber? Did you even take a look at it?
No.
No?
I don't really. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen,
nothing.
I don't really know Jake or Logan Paul.
So what makes you called it on the Showtime special, you called it legalized bank robbery.
Yes.
Why that term?
I'm fighting a YouTuber who thinks he's a real fighter. And I'm getting crazy money for it. I've already made $30 million just
for this fight.
I mean, just building up to the fight, just a build up, and I've already made $30 million.
I mean, this is a commercial right here. This
so basically, he's got $30 million guaranteed.
I was backstage at the Howard Theater when an ESPN reporter asked him how much you made for the Canelo fight. Your guarantee, you told him $40 million. That was the guarantee, the upfront. You got much more on the back end. That was the up. That was
the grown man trying to ask about money here.
Hold on. How much are you gonna make for this one? Tell us, Floyd.
I don't really know. I mean,
what's your base?
I mean, even if we make a couple more, even if I made $50 million, that's not bad for a guy that's retired.
That's great work.
So, I saw the $100 million check from the Pacquiao. I saw that thing.
So between, I mean, just with the Pacquiao and the Canelo, that was like with those two fights, that was $650. And then with the Canelo fight add on, that was $750 in 3 fights.
That's insane. How long can you do this, Floyd? You feel good? You look good? Let's say you win dominantly on Sunday, which is the odds expectation. Several more years? Like, what's the?
I mean, this is not real. This is not a real fight for me. This is a real fight for him. This is not a real fight for me.
Okay, but he has. If you stretch him, that's expected. I'm not saying he's going to stretch you. I think you're going to win quite comfortably. But if a miracle happened, you have something to lose.
I'm still undefeated. I'm still.
You said the devil's in the details, right there.
The great thing about this, I'm still 50-0.
Because it doesn't count on your professional record,
Absolutely
right?
not.
That is. You have worked this to an unbelievable degree. So you're confident you could do this for a little while longer if you wanted to.
It's possible.
Floyd, I want to ask quick about legacy because when you were in the peak of your game, us in the boxing media, we were hard on you. Maybe you didn't fight the guys in the order that somehow we wanted. You never took it personal, but we were hard on you. Now as you've been away.
Oh, I think you took it personal.
Your legacy is getting like a fine wine, is just aging. What did people miss during your run? What did I miss when I was saying, when I would come out and write those columns?
Well, I didn't fight the guys. I fought everybody.
Yeah, you went on to fight everybody. I'm saying it, but.
So if
my
thing is this.
I'm not endorsing this.
Let me get this right. So if I don't fight a fighter when you want me to fight him,
I'm not saying we were right. That's the point. I'm saying, we may have been wrong, but what did we miss in that moment? Because we look back on your record, there's no holes.
I just want to know who I didn't fight.
People love to say things like Margarito. They have to rehash that.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that was cheating.
I'm not saying.
So tell the public, a guy Antonio Margarito.
I'm woke.
I like the energy.
Let's talk. A guy Antonio Margarito wanted to fight me extremely bad. and then let's tell the world.
I'm going to side with you on this. Ultimately.
No.
I'm not really,
And then come to find out, ladies and gentlemen, this guy was cheating. He was fighting with a cast inside his glove. This is a guy that you was behind, that you thought I was scared of. And then you know what happened? When they caught him cheating in the locker room, he got knocked out by Shane Mosley.
He was never the same.
That same night. And then Shane Mosley's next fight, I beat him.
Do you feel the love? Because I think your legacy
Change
is
the
just getting
subject,
stronger
B-Rod.
by the day.
No. Tell me about some more fighters that you said I didn't fight.
Change the subject, B-Rod. Change the
I said some
subject.
things back then. You
Well,
know?
tell me.
Well, then you fought Manny, so you were like, take that. Then you
Look at
fought
the body
Mauro
language
Ranallo.
change.
So let me
Look
get
at the body language change.
Who's older?
You win in the end.
Answer the question.
Yeah.
Who's older? I'm 2 years older than Manny Pacquiao, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's 42.
Okay. And I'm 44, right?
That's it. He finished it.
I
B-Rod
beat Manny
finished.
Pacquiao so easy.
I can't
8 rounds to 4, something like that.
8-4 was the deal.
He just beat.
That wasn't even 8. Don't say no 8-4. 10-2.
He disarmed him. I
10-2.
He just beat B-Rod
Are you surprised?
via first round
guess
knockout.
what? They always got an excuse. Oh, my shoulder. Oh, my shoulder. But let's run it back. If we run it back, guess what he gonna do? Have another excuse. So give me another fighter.
Well, I would have liked to see.
Give me
Paul
another.
I wanted
He
to
wanna
see
fight
welterweight
Manny
Paul
Pacquiao
Williams
again.
against you, but you can't have it all. Okay, you can't have it all. All right.
It could have happened, but it didn't. And I like Paul Williams. You know, he had a bad accident, a hell of a fighter, and a great guy. And I take my hat off to him and his family.
I mean, Floyd, but that's the point. In the end, you gave it to
Okay.
boxing fans. So
Business
are you
is
surprised
just
at the way
picked
some
up.
people still look at you? Because you're still giving to boxing fans right now. They're going to tune in Sunday night and be entertained.
I'm woke now.
I'm just very appreciative for all the people around
It was
the
10-2
world
to me.
that supported me. You know, I was the guy, I was with HBO at one particular time. Even though I know we own Showtime, I'm allowed to speak from the heart and speak the truth. I was with HBO, and I came over to Showtime and made them the A side.
Definitely did.
That's what Floyd Mayweather was able to do in the sport of boxing. Floyd Mayweather was able to come in the sport of boxing when it was all about heavyweights and let all the little guys make crazy money.
We got the real emotion. This is the real stuff right now, okay?
He's fired up. I understand it. I'm not mad at him.
I'll fall on the sword to bring out the real Floyd. All right?
Okay, you did it.
Yes.
You call down the thunder. Don't be surprised what you get.
Nah,
Logan
B-Rod,
Paul's
you
gonna
was
have a chance to see
bitching.
that thunder Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Showtime pay-per-view. You get the final word. What can fans expect when you two touch gloves?
I want the fans to tune in. If you watch it right now, come to Miami. Have fun. Beautiful yachts, beautiful beaches, beautiful water, a beautiful city. These two guys sitting next to me.
Beautiful robes.
Beautiful Versace robes.
Beautiful skin complexion with the
Man,
sweat.
I'll see you guys Sunday. Let's have a ball. Buy pay-per-view right now.
Floyd, we thank you so much for your time. We know you're a busy man. Congratulations on everything you got so far.
Everybody in the end, you just fought us. Thank you, Floyd. Great chat with you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Floyd. And enjoy on Sunday. We can't wait to see what happens. There we have it.
Not every day you can sit down at a pool, Luke, with the great Floyd Mayweather.
No,
here,
not
okay?
every day.
So,
so I think that's it for us for the moment. We have 3 minutes left. Thank you, Floyd. Take care.
We'll give you a round 12 here, final round here, Luke. Let's bring it, okay? We've been
Floyd,
putting the bow.
TKO round 1 over Brian Campbell.
Look, I love it. I love the confidence. I love the graciousness. This is grandfather Floyd. Congratulations to him on the birth of his first grandchild. Like, this is a wiser, smarter Floyd. He's beaten the game in every possible. I mean, what else can you do at this point but say congratulations?
And he's sent you to hell.
And he did. That he did, Luke.
He did that. Well, we want to thank everyone who watched this. Remind everyone, the pay-per-view is not on Saturday. It is on Sunday. It'll be at 8 p.m. And, of course, I think you can go to showtime.com/pay-per-view. You can see the URL, or even just SHO.com/pay-per-view. You can order the pay-per-view there. Again, Chad Ochocinco won the card. He wasn't here, but we did have Jarrett Swift-Hurd.
Jarrett Swift-Hurd against Luis Arias. You're going to have
Badu Jack's on the card.
Jack. It's going to be good theater, Luke. 8 p.m. Eastern, Showtime pay-per-view, Miami Gardens, Hard Rock Stadium. So it's, you know, I mean, he knows about the truth.
Wow. I called game. I called bank.
Paul Pierce.
That was Paul Pierce.
Hey, come have a seat, Paul Pierce.
Yeah, couple minutes.
We got it.
Couple minutes. I want to hear what he got to say.
There he is. Paul Pierce just came over here.
Get the wheelchair. Let's get him back over here, okay? Come on.
Damn.
He's huge. Dude, he's not even as big as some of the security.
No, I'm a Celtics fan, so I'm
all right, so there's a face-off happening. We're going to go to it right there. It is.
There's bragging rights right there.
This is how I order at McDonald's every time.
See the height differential there. 6'2", Logan Paul, 28 years old.
Damn.
Sorry, 26.
It's actually a good face-off. In the era of COVID, and I understand it, they had to keep people separated and whatever, but
this is crazy.
This is the real stuff.
This, you miss a good face-off when you don't get one.
You're welcome, Logan. I dialed Floyd up. Okay, he's ready.
Logan could go down in history. You think he's gonna do it?
That's a great shot.
What's
How
it
many
gonna
of
look
you
like, Luke? When they do
got
touch
Logan
gloves,
Paul?
that's what the people are going to pay to see.
Floyd's going to take his time and then stop him whenever he wants. Probably. I don't know.
Or is there a puncher's chance?
Ooh.
Didn't expect.
Floyd stepped to him. This is fun. And you can see Floyd's entourage and Logan's entourage.
Logan ain't dumb. He ain't gonna fuck up the money.
He is everywhere. Milton LaCroix. He's everywhere. Once again, he's there in the picture.
Don't turn away, Logan.
That's a long face-off.
Is that you too?
So usually the way it works is if you have a sanctioned event, you have to have a promoter.
When they tell you to face
them.
forward, don't ever be the first one to face forward.
That face-off was just it. Take what you will, Luke Thomas, from that face-off.
Yes, let's extrapolate the significance of
You
that.
might want to
It's the
hold
worst
a
way
couple of
imaginable.
seconds so they can see the first person turn.
Yeah, dude. This is a good shot of the media representation that we were referencing before. It's significant.
Donnell, you wanted to go to that?
He's ready for this stage. But one thing I wrote about this week, Luke, is that confidence more of a danger to him
Then again, you
than
like
it is for
6'5".
Floyd. We're going to find out Sunday night.
There we have it. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Two more handsome men in front of the camera.
Just as a reminder, that's Brian Campbell. I'm Luke Thomas. We're from CBS Sports, sometimes Showtime, sometime in Gucci Versace robes, not all the time. We host a show called Morning Combat. It is a Showtime product. It's a CBS product. We debate the news and analysis around boxing and mixed martial arts every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, live at 11 a.m. in the East, youtube.com/Morning Combat with a K.
Absolutely, your source for combat sports, and obviously this fight has been a big part of our coverage this week that we will continue to provide with Saturday's weigh-in stream.
Let's tee that up. So at Saturday, the weigh-ins, I believe
We're
they're
going to be here for this.
5 p.m., but I got to double
5 p.m. Eastern will be the start of our stream.
It'll
Luke
be
Thomas,
me, Brian Campbell, and then Brendan Schaub will be joining us. I think we're going to be at the desk. I'm not sure about
if
that.
Paul Pierce walks by that desk, I'm pulling
I'll
him
be here
in.
for the weigh-in.
Paul Pierce has got to get in here because he was a short-lived Washington Wizard.
Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson on the scales as well. We're still bodies moving. Large sums of bodies are moving here. Post.
You know what, Donnell?
We think everyone has left. Yeah, it looks like everyone's left. Media is now filing out. I don't know about UBC. I've been seeing people drink.
Let's get in
really
touch Sunday or Monday.
looking refreshments.
Yeah. Fury
I
Wilder
would
3.
like one.
I would like a refreshment right now. I would like.
I made some moves over
So let's do this. We had a great
and
time
that
today.
may be a realistic
we
possibility.
talked to Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather, Jarrett Hurd, Milton LaCroix, the manager of Logan Paul, Leonard Ellerby, so many others. So go back and forth through this video if you catch it.
There could be an email announcement.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Tuesday,
we really appreciate it. We will be back, BC, as I bumble this, on Saturday, 5 p.m. in the East, right here. Me, Brian Campbell, Brendan Schaub, getting you ready and walking you through the weigh-ins for Mayweather versus Paul.
You can check out our final episode of Morning Combat. The traditional one will be Friday. Check it out, youtube.com/Morning Combat. We'll have our final breakdown and preview of the fight. Maybe get some more interviews with those in attendance there. That's right after the undercard press conference Friday morning. Can't wait, Luke. Sunday night, bragging rights. Somebody's taking an L, Luke, okay? Somebody's going to come away with big-time bragging rights. We've never seen an event like this before.
All right. For Brian Campbell, I'm Luke Thomas. Thanks to everyone at Malka, Showtime, and CBS Sports. We'll talk to you guys on Saturday. And until then, may all of your gains be loyal.
Well, there you have it. We've been here for 2 hours and a half, damn near. This damn press conference. Well, it wasn't really a press conference. You know, they kept the fighters. I like the way it went. I wish it wasn't as much filler, and I wish they would have stuck with Floyd Mayweather more when he was doing his media rounds. You know, Jake Paul, they got a good significant portion of it, but if you don't know, in fact, let me pull up the schedule for you. The undercard press conference is tomorrow. I am likely not going to be able, no, I think I will be able to stream it. Saturday is going to be the weigh-in, and then remember, the fight is actually on Sunday night. And then we're going to be here streaming during the main event. Not streaming the fight, you low-down degenerates who want to watch the fight for free. Even though I know a lot of you are, that you're right. But I can't show the fight here on YouTube. That's illegal, you scum. And don't try to get me to commit crimes. T-Street, don't commit crimes. So, hold on 1 minute. Let's see here. Got all the live streams here. We're going to be here for the post-fight press conference. They're going to have the press. They're going to have a post-fight press conference for all of the fighters on the card. So once they get to the co-main event and the main event, we're going to have a post-fight with each of the fighters. And also we're going to try to get questions in with both Mayweather and Logan Paul after the fight is over. So we have a really good chance with that, because when I'm on Zoom calls, people know I'm on all of them, but they know I don't ever ask questions. But now that I'm starting to ask questions, they let me ask the questions. You see what I'm saying? So we'll be here after the fight. What else? Let me talk about the undercard real quick. Jean Pascal is done. I don't even know what he failed the drug test for, but it's not looking good from what I've read. I don't remember the exact details. Yeah, I'm going to be doing live commentary for the main event with brief highlights in between rounds. Brief, legal, fair use highlights. Legal. All right? People need to leave me alone. Everybody was trying to accuse me of committing crimes and shit. Trying to frame a nigga. Leave me alone. Anyway, here is the undercard. Jarrett Hurd versus Luis Arias is by far the best fight on the card. That's a fight that could actually be its own Showtime championship boxing. Well, Showtime boxing main event. Luis Arias is surprising to see him fighting on a Mayweather Promotions card again. Him and Mayweather had a very open dispute years ago. Jarrett Hurd, he's now back. This fight is taking place at 160 pounds. Badou Jack was supposed to take on Jean Pascal. That would have been a very, very good fight as well. But Jean Pascal got popped for steroids. And you're going to be having Chad Ochocinco Johnson taking on who? Who is he fighting? And then Lord knows, don't get me started. I don't know who the hell these other people are. And I know I'm supposed to know, but hey, it was COVID. Everybody using that excuse, so I'm going to use that excuse too. I ain't been brushing up on my craft. All right? I ain't been brushing up on my craft. A lot of legal crap. But overall, I'm kind of like, you know, like put it this way. Like, are you hyped? Like, okay, here's a question. Is your Sunday based around the fight? Like, you know how if it was Mayweather Pacquiao or like even Mayweather McGregor, like, are you having a barbecue? What the hell is that? Bro, don't put no voodoo shit in my chat. Like, do you hear people saying like, oh shit, motherfucking Mayweather fighting this weekend? Like, do you hear that talk? People like, yeah, you know, you hear Mayweather fighting a white dude. The internet, do you hear it? I'm not hearing the buzz. I'm not hearing people saying like, oh shit, Mayweather back? I'm not hearing that. It seemed like it was more buzz around Tyson versus Roy Jones. But then again, that was two boxers who with well-known names, despite their age. Now, you can't blame me. Remember, I got to pay for it. It's my job because I got to pay for it. So you guys, I can do my video. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have no issues paying for it. It's just that I have a hard time telling you, the people, to pay for it. But I'm going to tell you to pay for it. I'm going to chill. Shit. Just not feeling it. I don't know. It don't feel like it's dead. Hey, who you calling a liar, you son of a bitch? Does it feel dead? I don't know. Hey, you guys are getting out of control with your broken English words. Nigda. Yo, hey. I don't know what's going on with the chat today, but you guys need to get your lives together, all right? They need Jesus or something. So anyway, it's just like I thought that I would be more hyped. Like, oh shit, Mayweather back? Yeah, I'm paying for it. No, we don't start that. I put people on timeout when they question my journalistic integrity. I literally post when I buy all my fights. And also, you can tell you don't watch my videos because I use my DVR to fast forward and rewind. So don't get me started with your shit. I buy all of the fights. Trust me. I spend more money on fights than you probably spend a month, maybe two in rent. And that's just keeping it 100. But anyway, I'm just like I thought I would be more hype, I guess. I'm not as hype as I thought I would be. Don't get me wrong, I do kind of feel a little bit scared because I'm thinking like Logan Paul can't defeat Floyd Mayweather. I'm thinking if Logan Paul was to win, it would be some freak accident type, thing where Floyd, the power, the size of Logan Paul, not the skill, may get to Floyd. But all Floyd got to do is, pummel him to the body. Floyd can get to Floyd at his size, even at 44 years old. He's still able to get small on Logan Paul, get somewhere, hit him with a body shot, same spot a few times, drop him. And the way the rules are set up is it's up to the referee to stop the fight. So if there's a knockdown, even if it's a body shot, let's say, for example, a body shot, Logan Paul take a knee, boom. The ref can stop the fight and likely will stop the fight. So those are like the things I'm a little concerned about. Yeah, I don't feel the hype. I don't feel the hype. I don't feel the hype. And I don't think the pay-per-view is going to do well at all. Or really, I'm put it this way. I think the pay-per-view is going to do well depending. But I don't think it's going to do expectations because basically Logan Paul and Jake Paul fans, they are millennials. They know how to get these fights for free and watch it for free. They're not paying for these fights. It will be the Floyd Mayweather and the boxing fans and media that will be paying for the fight. But the people that they're trying to get the money from, that demographic, they know how to stream this shit. They're going to be going to Reddit. Yo, listen, them links are going to be flying. Let me tell you what I do, and this is for real. Now, I told you, I buy all of these fights. But what I do is every fight, even if I'm watching on DAZN or ESPN Plus, I always go to my links and to see like if they're on there too. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. You can't stop the stream. You're not stopping it. It's not going nowhere. So I'm interested in what they think these pay-per-view numbers are going to do. For example, and I haven't mentioned it yet because I have a whole video and a stream to do on it. Yeah, it's easy to stream. Let me tell you something. If you know, you know. Because there's only 3 places you can go and get all of the fights for free. Like, literally. Like, if I didn't work in the business, I wouldn't buy the fights. If I didn't work in the business, I wouldn't buy the fights. All it takes is one link to be shared. One, and then boom. That one person like, yo, I got a link to the fight here, post it here before it gets taken down. Boom, boom. That shit's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Oh, yeah, it sounds like I don't buy fights because I know how to get this shit for free. But one thing you don't want is you don't want them coming back on you, and be like, hey, and plus, I'm not arguing with you motherfucking low-life scumbags. Yeah, I'm not, you motherfuckers is new around here. I don't got to prove shit to you, all right? So let's keep it, let's move it on. The point I'm trying to make is streaming is getting, more and more easily accessible each year. If it wasn't for my father who's disabled, I probably wouldn't have cable because I have an app on my phone with my Chromecast, and I'm like a technology nerd, where we can watch all of this shit for free. We can watch all of this shit for free. I'm not promoting, I'm telling it like it is. I'm telling you the motherfucking truth. So I just don't like when they try to sugarcoat it and like put on these bullshit ass fights. Like motherfucking that shouldn't be on pay-per-view. Even if the fights are exciting or not, of course I still have press passes. Why wouldn't I? Y'all asking some dumbass questions today. What is wrong with y'all today? Like why do I feel like I'm doing this stream for you the people trying, and I'm being attacked? Is it because I haven't streamed in a long time? Why do I feel like attacked? Why do I feel like I'm doing something wrong talking to you? Huh? Jesus. You guys are so high-strung today. Get your lives together, man. So anyway, I'm going to be here on Saturday. Sunday. I keep saying Saturday. I'm going to be here on Sunday covering the card. All right? Right now, I don't know what's up with you guys today, but you guys need to chill out and relax. All right, because you know you're letting out some bad energy, and it's reflecting on me. So I gotta go. So I'll see y'all tomorrow, bitch. Who you talk? See, y'all calling me names and shit. Look, I'm out. On T Street Controversy with FightView360.com. I cover every single major fight live. I'm going to pray for you. You know, I'm on some new Zen, shit right now where there's all positivity. I got to stop cursing. So I'm letting it all out my system during this stream because in a couple of weeks, my daughter's moving in. So I'm just letting it all out my system. So trust me, this weekend, I'm not going to be cursing as much. All right? No, I do feel attacked, though. Y'all been coming at me like on some, you know what I'm saying, calling me names and shit. You know, I'm a person, too. Shit. Y'all have a good night, man. T Street Controversy with FightView360.com. Stressful ass job, man. Tell you. Shit's stressful. They don't never